The Vikings going to the moon. We'll see. They got Kyler Murray. I talked about it in a short video, but we're going to discuss if they're worth betting to win the Super Bowl. And we're going to talk about other stuff, of course, and the usual nonsense. It's a Friday, so can't wait to get into it. Before we do, please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit the link in the description for the merch store. As always, I'm wearing something from the merch store. It is our Watson and Tucker massage parlors. Get your happy ending today. You can get that as well as everything at the merch store for, I believe it's 15% off sale right now. You can change any of these shirts into long sleeve, hoodie, women's tank top, infant onesie. We have a lot more. We have baseball caps, mugs, baby bibs too. We have playing cards. There we go. Playing cards, mouse pad. We have a lot going on here. So if you guys want to help out, just buy something here. 50% off sale once again. You can go to Amazon, buy my books. The most recent one is Jerks of the College Years, where I made fun of these wonderful people you can see on the book cover here. And then my first book was A Safety and a Field Goal, which is a top 5 topic book about the NFL. Also, please consider super chats, super stickers. That's the best way to support the show. We had $15 worth of super chats from Kevin Kovac on Wednesday. Thank you so much, Kevin. Once again, you are the best. And also, we've had some other really good super chats over the weeks and the months and the years. And I say this all the time. Q1 sucks. We're still in Q1. About a half month left of that. But so if you want to help us get over the poverty line, super chat, super stickers is the best way to go. All right, we're joined by Tom Quacky T, who's back from his hiatus from last week. Tom, how are you?
Walter, here we are again. Hello to you and hello to everyone out there in the Walter football family. Holy cow, man. So we pushed the clocks ahead, and I can't stand it, but I'm embracing it a little more than usual because I don't know. I can't stand when you think, oh, what is it, like 6:30 or something, and it's like 8:15 at night. It's like the day goes by like it goes by too fast in a way. I like when it gets dark quick and you're like, it must be 9 o'clock and it's 6:30.
Oh, I hate when it gets dark early. It's terrible. Yeah, especially in the winter when it's in December, January, when it gets dark at like 4:30, 4:45. And not that I had this experience, but people who work 9 to 5, I hear all the time, like they go in, it's just starting to get light out, and they leave and it's already dark. So they never get to see any daytime. Yeah. I think they should keep it like this permanently. I don't think they should ever move it back. And I've said this, I feel like I've told you this the last time we moved the clocks. I always hated the time shift, no matter what, if we're going forward or back. But I never realized how bad it is until you have kids, because like they don't know, they don't understand, and so they either like losing an hour of sleep for them is can be pretty detrimental. Like my son was, he was just crying, like whining the whole day, and then if they gain an hour of sleep, they don't know that either, so they wake up an hour earlier, so you actually don't get an extra hour of sleep. So you get it from both ways. And so I'm like, can we just keep the clocks, even if we keep the one from the winter? That's not ideal. Like I said, I think that we should have later days. I like it in the summer when it gets dark at like 8:30. I think that's awesome. But if they want to keep it when it gets darker earlier, that's okay too. Just as long as we don't have to shift the clocks. It's so annoying. I can't stand it.
Maybe we could compromise and just like push it like half hour forward, but like call it like 11. That's like we kind of meet in the middle.
Half step forward, half step back.
Yeah. What's up, Drew? Reviews music. How you doing?
Yeah. Woodrow Wilson. That's like not even the worst thing he did, but yeah, signing the daylight savings into law, the worst president of all time. I think anyone watching the show probably agrees. But it's not even close. The worst president of all time.
He was the Whig Party, right?
I don't know what he was. I mean, he was Democrat.
I always supported the Whig Party because I wanted to wear the wigs.
That's what it was.
Hey, that's all I knew.
Yeah. They just liked wigs, and that was it.
You remember back in the day? Tell me if I've got this wrong, but like, remember like when stuffed crust pizza first came out? Wasn't there a commercial? Like, wasn't it Pizza Hut that did it first? And they're like eating their pizza backwards, like, because like who would do that?
Oh yeah,
it's like the stuffed crust pizza, but like, why would anyone like gawk at that and be like, why would you do such a thing? It's not like the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Well, if it's not stuffed crust, then you're eating it backward, And if you
Yeah.
don't know that, you're like, why is this lunatic eating pizza backward? Like, that's crazy.
You would label such a person a lunatic if that's just how they eat their pizza? Is that how you feel about the people who eat pizza with a fork and knife?
Those people are lunatics. There's no doubt about that. Eating it backward, if you like the crust that much, I think that's preference. There's no reason to eat pizza with a fork. That's dumb. They did that Seinfeld episode where they ate the chocolate bar with a fork
Oh,
and knife.
yeah.
So that's what it kind of reminds me of. And like the Seinfeld, they made fun of like how dumb these people were, and that's the same thing. I don't understand why anyone would eat pizza with a fork and a knife, like unless like you had such dirty hands and you couldn't wash your hands. Like maybe that's the only reason why. I don't know.
I've been to like a pizza place where like the slices are freaking bigger than your head, and it's kind of hard to like. You kind of have to like cut it first. Like I've cut the slice.
You can like roll it up though. You can like fold it in half and eat it that way, because like the pizza on the boardwalk's usually that big.
But I'm telling you, like you don't want to look like you don't want to look like that much of a hog in public, do you?
This
thing's massive. It's massive. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll do it. I can handle it, but I'm just like, I could eat a giant slice of pizza, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Does it look, maybe people think it looks more, refined for them to use the silverware.
No, they belong in a mental hospital if they do.
The mental, okay, it's just pizza. Let's back it up.
It's not the pizza, it's the fork and the knife. What are you doing? I would not trust anyone if they were eating pizza with a fork and a knife. If it was like my doctor and like we're at an appointment and he's like, oh, I'm eating lunch, and I saw him eating with a fork and a knife, pizza with a fork and a knife, I'd be like, I gotta find a new doctor. I couldn't trust someone like that.
What if the person was born with SMD, small mouth disease, and they can't and they just can't open them, they have to cut it up? That's really not right of you, man. They don't deserve the mental hospital, I don't think.
They could eat, if they have a small mouth, they could eat the pizza. They just would take small bites.
But did they eat it? Would they eat it backwards? But I just thought that was who did this? Who was the first stuffed crust pizza? It was Pizza Hut, right? I mean, Pizza Hut, ever, but like mainstream. That was
Pizza Hut. Yeah.
That like had like the commercials geared towards it, right? It's Pizza Hut.
Yeah. It was Pizza Hut. I remember it was like the best thing I'd ever eaten. I was so happy.
Oh yeah.
Especially because Pizza Hut used to be good. I mean, we talked about this ad nauseum already.
The book.
Yeah. Everything. I mean, well, Pizza Hut used to be so great, but not just the whole experience, but like the actual pizza itself was really good. And then they changed the companies. They changed the ingredients when they were bought out by, I believe, Yum Brands. It was this company bought out a bunch of restaurants, and they're all under one hub, and they made cheap ingredients. Like they get all the cheese from the same place. I think it's like in a place called Colorado, in a place in Colorado. But like it's just when they changed the ingredients, it got so bad. And I remember getting Pizza Hut for the first time near Penn State, because they used to have a Pizza Hut around Penn State, and I remember it just being terrible. I'm like, why is it so bad? And then kind of learned about how Yum Brands bought them up and changed the ingredients and everything, and that's why like things are a lot worse. Like things, I think in general, have just gotten a lot worse. Like even like cereals, like Cocoa Puffs actually used to be like chocolatey, and now they're not. Like they contain less chocolate. It's terrible.
Wow, you really keep close tabs on the chocolate content in Cocoa Puffs, huh?
I used to eat Cocoa Puffs all the time.
They're part of this complete breakfast.
Yeah, and it changed. It's not the same. I just had to stop eating it. It's just became mediocre. It's not terrible, but it was not nearly as good as it used to be.
Wow. Okay, so it's declining. I mean, I guess everything's declining nowadays.
Everything
quality.
Is, yeah.
But remember back in the 90s, every kid's cereal commercial at the end, it would be like, it's part of this complete breakfast, and there would be like this whole like presentation, like a stack of pancakes with butter and syrup running down the side, scrambled eggs, a plate full of bacon, oatmeal, and glass pitcher of orange juice, a glass pitcher of milk. And it's like, I bet that really like irritated some parents, because like I bet there are some kids that were like, "What's that? Like, can we like do that like on a school day? You know, like making and since when is Lucky Charms part of this complete breakfast? Get out of town. That's not
Yeah,
part of this complete
part
breakfast.
of this complete bathroom experience. If you eat Lucky Charms,
You're
it's
not in the Lucky Charms scene. I haven't had it in
I
a while.
I love the taste of Lucky Charms. I do not like the repercussions of Lucky Charms because you will be on the toilet within an hour. I guarantee you. At least that's my experience. I used to eat it a lot when I was a kid, and then when you're an adult, like, oh, look, cool, Lucky Charms. I'm living by myself, just getting a box of cereal back in the day, like 10 years ago, longer than that now, and then like, oh, this is great, and I'm eating it, and then like half an hour later, I'm like, oh my god, what is wrong with my stomach? And I go to the bathroom, and the next day I have another bowl of Lucky Charms, and like half hour later, I'm like, oh my god, I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, wait a second, what's the common denominator here?
Yeah, you went back to the well, man.
Yeah, I had to stop. Unfortunately, I liked it. I would always save the marshmallows until last. I'd try to eat all the oats and a little bit of marshmallows here and there. But like I'd like to have like 20 marshmallows at the bottom, so you just scoop them all in my mouth at the end.
Yeah.
It was so good, but like I said, it's not worth it. Not worth the bathroom time.
Oh man, that's really unfortunate. Hey, but which was your favorite of the monster cereals? We got Count Chocula, Boo Berry, Frankenberry, and then if you remember the old Fruit Brute. I never had Fruit Brute though.
No, I was never like a big fan of just the fruity cereals, unless it was like Fruit Loops, and I guess Fruity Pebbles to an extent, but like just the one flavor I never liked. I like the variety, but I like chocolate more. So I always like Count Chocula more than the other ones. But the thing is, like Count Chocula is good, but it wasn't as good as Cocoa Puffs. So like if you're gonna have a chocolatey cereal, you would just have Cocoa Puffs, but not Count Chocula. You know what I mean? So it just like we never bought it. Like we bought it like once in a while, but it was mostly Cocoa Puffs, sometimes Cocoa Pebbles, which I think that I used to eat that all the time too, even as an adult. That was like the cereal. I think I shared the story before. I used to eat Cocoa Pebbles all the time. Like when I moved into this house, I was 26, 27. And for 3 years, I would just eat nothing but Cocoa Pebbles for breakfast and orange juice. So it was part of my complete breakfast back then. And then and then I dated that girl Emily from Colorado. And that relationship lasted about a year. And when we broke up, it just like for some reason, like the cereal, just the Cocoa Pebbles just tasted like sawdust suddenly. And it might have been just like my emotions being out of whack, because I really thought I was going to marry her. And so I don't know, maybe that just messed with my head, and for some reason I just couldn't eat it anymore. And so I just went on like that like the next few months I just like was trying out new cereals to eat, because I was like I would always eat Cocoa Pebbles, but now I just couldn't eat it anymore. So
that's interesting. I've had not in the same way, but I've had experiences, same thing, just on a different level. Like I would never, I don't eat seafood at all. And I know people will say, not even shrimp. No, not even lobster. Not even lobster. That's the next thing. No, I don't. I've tried it, and like for a long time, I never even tried it, because I just, the smell of seafood is just disgusting to me. But I was like, okay, you know what? I'll try shrimp in like the cocktail sauce, because I like spicy, sauce.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like actually this isn't bad. So like I would have it like every now and then. And then I was like, okay, like I'm gonna, like this is 2019, at this point. And I was like, I used to go to the grocery store and like get a pound of shrimp like once a week, because I was trying to branch out, and broaden my horizons,
Of course, it doesn't get
so. And I did that, for like, I want to say like a couple months, and then all of a sudden I did it, and I was sitting there at home and I was eating it, and I just sat there and I just started thinking a little bit too much about it, and I wasn't even like halfway done with it. I threw the whole thing out, and I never touched any seafood ever again.
Wow.
It's just I just start thinking about it, and it's weird to me, and I hate the smell. And I know everyone says like if it's good seafood, it shouldn't smell bad, but I just can't get it out of my. I like jokingly say that I'm allergic to seafood. I'm not, but it's like I don't want to be like I just kind of say it to see if it'll like help me like like help minimize the chance that I'll be around it somehow. And one time I was I was visiting my dad, and he was like cooking salmon. I was like dry heaving in the kitchen.
Really?
And he's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm sorry. I cannot stand the smell of seafood."
Wow.
You know, like, and I don't know, man. I just and I know people could argue like, oh well, like I'm not going to get into food quality. I know like the meat that I do eat, like it's you can argue that it's no better, but like I don't know. I don't want to eat something that was like immersed in the ocean, man. Like I don't know. And I'm not saying that I think it's weird if anybody does. I understand that I'm the minority, but I've tried lobster before, and it was like I wasn't gagging or anything, but like I don't know. I can't really stomach it. Like it just the smell of it will make me gag a little bit.
So the next time you're in, we shouldn't go to Red Lobster. What are you saying?
So we should have gone to Red Lobster. Yeah, they do have some chicken dishes there.
Oh yeah, they could get a burger. You can get a burger there.
Let's go to Long John Silver's, man.
Oh yeah. I told you before, Red Lobster named a fried shrimp dish after me, right? The Walt's favorite fried shrimp.
Oh wait, what was the story again?
Well, so when I was a kid, we used to go to Red Lobster all the time because it's my dad's favorite restaurant, and then I used to like it too, and so I used to just get the fried shrimp, and I get it all the time, and so one day instead of just fried shrimp in the menu, it says Walt's favorite fried shrimp, and being the kid who's like 11 or 10, I'm like, did they name it after me? Because I always get it. And so
wait, you're telling me you ordered it and then they changed the name to that?
Yeah.
I'm going to say there's a percent chance that's a non-zero number.
Non-zero?
Yeah, I think it's a non-zero number. Yeah. No, I'm serious. I think it's a non-zero number. I'm not saying it's like probable, but like
actually, I can take credit for this. I'm like 90%, 95% sure I can take credit for this. So at Wawa, you can get it. Obviously, you can order anything really, but they used to have they used to have like chicken cutlet sandwiches, but they used to have like buffalo chicken sandwich and like marinara chicken parm chicken sandwich, right? But they didn't have like a chicken sandwich with barbecue sauce. And like I used to get that. I used to like special order it all the time because they wouldn't have it. So I used to tell the people behind the counter, be like, hey, can you put barbecue sauce on my chicken sandwich with American cheese? And they would do it all the time. And then like one day it was there as an option because I always used to get it. Yeah.
Holy
this cow. Was a lot. Yeah.
Well, you know what? That combination maybe in their like POS system like was showing it's like, okay, like this is like it's an outlier, it's happening a lot, maybe it'd be good to add a button for that.
Yeah, that's what I figure. Nice. It's not like, hey, this guy Walt, and I'm sure they just got the order a lot, and
they're reviewing the CCTV footage. Like, yeah, that's him right there with the barbecue. Yeah. That's the guy. It's like, well, here goes by Walter. Okay, well, can you confirm it? Like,
yeah, it was, they knew exactly.
They wanted to name it Walter's. Yeah, Walter's combo, the Walter chicken combo.
Yeah, I used to have like the Wawa near my house, which is like Patrick's a 2-minute walk. It was mine was like 8-minute walk, and so we used to go to the bar, which is right down the street, like 10-minute walk. And then after the bar is closed, we would cross the street, go to Wawa, and then go back to my house. And so like if I was by myself, I would just stop in the Wawa, I'd never drive there. I just walk, stop in the Wawa, I get a sandwich and take it home. And so I would just eat it when I got home. And then like it hit me. I'm like, well, you know what? Why don't I just eat it on the way home? And so I would be like 215 down Bustleton Avenue, which is a big street in Philly. If someone was driving at 2:15 in the morning, they'd see a guy with a button-down shirt eating a sandwich walking home at 2:15. That was always me. But the people who used to work there, because I was in there like all the time, like being a bachelor, I didn't cook for myself. So I was in there all the time. And there was this girl in there. There were a couple of cute girls who worked there. One was like I forget what I called her. She's like the redhead from Wawa or something. But she had a friend there, and she had she wasn't as pretty, but she had a good body. And like in one of my drunken jerks of the weeks, I kind of mentioned her. And then I stopped in one day and she's like, you're at walterfootball.com, right? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, I read that you wrote about me. Like,
oh my God.
I'm like, oh, this is awkward. she came over for a party later, so apparently she liked what I wrote.
Okay. No, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was in an Uber in Vegas, and I brought up in 2017, I think, and I brought up your website, and the driver was like, "I've been there." He's like, like Walter Football. He's like, "I've been to the website." I was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, like I know." Like, he's like one of my best friends. He's like, "Damn." Funny. He's like, "That's really cool." I had another one of my good my buddies. He was a coworker of mine. Really funny guy. This guy Pat. Like, but when I first met him, I was like, "Yeah, like I know this guy Walter. He runs the site like walterfootball.com." And Pat's like, "Oh, I've been on it." And I was like, "That's pretty cool." And I was like, so anyhow, then what happened? And he was like, "You really know him?" I was like, "Yeah, like we live next door to each other." And like, he wanted like the shirt I was wearing because I was like, Walter touched the shirt, and he gave me $20 for it. But I just thought that was pretty cool. Like I just remember the smirk on his face. He was just like, "Oh, he's like, I've been on there."
I've been there.
Yeah, I've been there.
I've been there.
But yeah, no, that's kind of cool. But like a couple of people were like, because I introduced it, of course, like back before like social media was, what it is now, like in 08 and 09. Like I really, those years I talked you up. I'll never forget my buddy Ronnie I worked with him at Domino's Pizza, just delivering pizza. And remember that year Denver started off 6-0, Kyle Orton.
Yeah.
Remember where
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, McDaniels was fist pumping. Yeah. But that, because they were 5-0 and they were playing the Patriots, and they won in overtime, and it was your pick of the month. And I had a big bet on it too. I had I think I had like $300 on it, and I had convinced my buddy Ronnie, who he's a very good friend of mine now, but that's how I met him working there. And I was like, yeah, like Walter Football, like, he's like a good friend of mine. Like he really likes this pick. I really like it too. Like it's good little like contrarian pick. And it was a close game and really, really sweating. And on paper, like the Patriots had the better personnel, Yeah. Oh, Kyle Orton was the quarterback for Denver, but they won outright in overtime. And I'll never forget that text from Ronnie. Like we were like out on deliveries, and I got a chance to look at my phone, and in all caps from Ronnie, he wrote, "I love Walter."
Hopefully he wasn't cursing me out when the next pick lost.
No, but that was the same guy. He was telling me it was in 2009 when, like, because we didn't have. I mean, at least I didn't have internet on my phone. I guess like a select few did. No, you didn't. That wasn't a thing then. Like I remember I could first post, like I got the Facebook app, I think in like 2011. So yeah. But 2009, like if I wanted to see your pics, I had to like go home to like my computer and stuff. And I hadn't seen your pics yet. It was like maybe Monday, like the week of Thanksgiving. And I was there at work and Ronnie was there. I was like, yeah, like Walter hasn't posted his pic for Packers Lions on Thanksgiving Day. Packers
I know where we're going with this.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, Walter already posted his picks. He liked Detroit. I was like, wait, really? And like the way his eyes lit up, he's like, yeah, he said it's going to be Culpepper's coming out party. Right. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, this doesn't sound like something Walter would write. And Brown's like, no, I'm just kidding. I just thought that was funny. Like the language he said it was going to be Culpepper's coming out party.
I wish Culpepper was still playing so I could write that. That'd be cool.
Oh man, dude, he was so good. So many good years with Randy Moss.
Yeah, and then he just fell off the cliff.
Yeah,
like, he was so good, and like almost overnight he was terrible. It was so weird. And it's not like he was. Man. And it's not like he was that old too. Like when he declined was what 06 or 07, I want to say. And he was a rookie in 99. He was part of that 99 class. So it wasn't even a decade where he declined. Whereas like McNabb declined at like 2011 or so. So he lasted about 5-6 more years than Culpepper did. But I remember thinking like where'd this come from? Like how did he decline that fast? Because he was awesome for many years.
How long has McNabb been retired? Do you think it's been 10 years?
Oh
When did he
yeah,
retire? It's like
I-
15?
15. You think he lasted that long?
No, maybe 12 or 13. No,
I thought like 2012, 2013. When did Don McNabb retire? It was 2013. So yeah, it's been 13 years.
2013. Holy
Yeah.
cow, man! It's interesting. He's almost like, unless you're like a true Philly fan, he's almost like kind of a forgotten quarterback. He did have so many great years, you know.
And he was not. I feel like he was never appreciated here.
I agree.
Yeah, like
He was.
he,
Remember, he said he didn't know the game could end in a tie.
yeah, that was bizarre. And then he's like, well, what happens when you go to the Super Bowl? Oh,
Yeah.
see that
Oh
one
yeah. He
after
goes,
that?
I hate to see a Super Bowl that ended in a tie.
Right.
He's just. I
That's-
don't know. I always thought he said like dumb things, and it's just like
yeah.
he was really great, but like at the end of the well, that year against the Patriots, I thought that maybe they were going to win that game. In what that was 04 or 05, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, all the times they got to the NFC Championship game. I mean, the only one that they really weren't going to win, I don't think, was that first one against the Rams. Still like the greatest show on turf era. Their first time in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, and it was like relatively close. Like they covered the spread.
Oh, did they? Well, I never expected them to win that game. But like if I'm, and I followed Philadelphia sports, for so long, even that might, I don't love all Philly teams, but I follow them and can appreciate them. But I lost my train of thought now. What was I saying?
About McNabb?
McNabb. But it's like that. If I'm a Philly sports fan, like the one game I think that hurts the most was that NFC Championship game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that was. Because remember they kept hitting on that point. I remember it was my junior year of high school, and I remember thinking the Bucs are going to win this game because they kept saying, "Well, they're 0-35 when the game's under freezing. It's going to be like 16. Like there's no chance it's not going to be under freezing." And they wouldn't stop talking about it. I was just like, I don't know, man. And that was
McNabb was hurt. McNabb was just injured in that game. He came back from his injury. He missed the second half of the year. He got hurt week 12 against Arizona, and then he missed the rest of the regular season. AJ Feely went 6-1 or something, or did he? I don't even know if he lost the game. He was great at the end of the year, and then McNabb came back for the playoffs. He didn't look quite right against Atlanta, even though they won that divisional round game, and then they played against Tampa. They were, I believe, 4-point favorites, and then he just wasn't healthy. And I always thought that they should keep going with Feely just because, I'd rather have a healthy quarterback, even though he's not as good as McNabb. Like McNabb at like 60%, like probably not as good as Feely, because Feely was awesome that year. And so that was their I thought their best team. In that era, I thought, because they'd beaten Tampa earlier that season.
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
They beat them like 20-10. And that was actually Brad Johnson got hurt in that game, but still, the Bucs were losing when that happened. So,
I guess the logic is, imagine if you put Feely in there and the Eagles laid a freaking egg, like they'd have your head on a stick, like saying like if they thought that McNabb could have played, like they would have been like, how could you do that when he was ready? And so like I think maybe you're just playing the percentages there, but and hindsight's 50-50, of course.
Oh yeah, half the time is hindsight, half the time is not.
Yeah. But that's a tough, but remember Rondé Barber ran back that pick six. Like maybe like the Eagles looked like maybe they're going to have a chance. They scored that touchdown and then like got the ball back maybe, but Rondé Barber, what a legend,
Oh yeah.
He actually like went out of his way and volunteered his time and gave haircuts to every man on the team too.
I don't think he did.
Barber,
I think they're making it up.
Yeah. Hey, I had this really good idea for us, man.
Okay.
So here,
can't wait.
So here's what we do. So like, I'm gonna get tickets to like right behind like the team's bench at like a game, and I'll wait behind the team's bench and I'll give you a call and I'll be like, hey, Walter, it's me, it's Quacky. I'm here at the Denver Nuggets game, and I just heard Jokic come back to the huddle like after the first time out in the first quarter, and he's like, "I don't have it tonight, coach." Like, and I'll call you, and I'll be like, live bet Jokic is under. I just heard him say it, and you hammer. I mean, you absolutely hammer it. And then, you know, what if I could, it's like part of the eyes on the ground segment. I've lost my mind. Can you imagine that though? What if that did work?
So I feel like people do that in like the WNBA when like, you know, the tickets don't cost anything, and they get the info and they could do that. The downside is you have to watch a WNBA game. But the problem is it'll cost so much money to do that, and there's a chance that you may not get any good information.
Oh, I'll get some. I'll make them talk. You know, I'll make them sing.
Yeah.
If I'm sitting here, I deserve to be in the know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could just like make good contacts with the team, and they give you some inside info like Charlie does.
Maybe we could do it at like a Trenton Thunder game.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
do like special report.
Does FanDuel offer props on what is it? Double? I don't even know if it's AAA or AA. I don't even know.
Like special, like I could be like special, like you know, assistant to the team. Like I help out the equipment manager or something.
And you get info that way on props that are not available anywhere. Like, yeah, our star hitter broke up with his girlfriend. He's gonna go 0 for 4. But like we can't bet it anywhere. So like,
I'll get in with another team that we can bet on.
Okay, just be the Phillies bat boy or something.
Yeah, be the bat boy. Yeah. Could you imagine me out there in like the uniform? You know what's so funny about baseball?
Yeah,
every sport has something funny. Like baseball, like the manager like wears the same uniform as the players. Could you imagine like Phil Jackson out there on the sidelines in like a Lakers jersey? You know?
Yeah, it is. That is. I always found that to be weird. It's like,
yeah, or like Bill Belichick's wearing like shoulder pads out there.
Yeah. Yeah, Belichick's dressed like a bum though, you know.
Yeah.
It's like so different than the NBA where the guys dress up in suits. You know, it's so weird. But of course, the NFL coaches used to wear suits too.
That's true. Who was the 49ers coach? Nolan? No.
Yeah, Nolan.
Yeah, that wore the suits.
Yeah, no, it was Nolan. Del Rio did it too.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about the suits like on the football. Like, I don't think that's necessary. I think.
Well, you know my stance. It's like suits are fine, but no ties. Ties are like kissing your sister.
Anti-tie, yeah.
Yeah.
You're anti-tie.
I hate ties. I hate ties so much.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but I'll do them. If you get the right tie, man, sometimes you can look sharp, man.
I don't think so. I really don't. I really don't. I think pocket square. I think is good enough. I think ties look ugly. Like it just looks so out of place to me. I think open collar looks so much better.
I don't disagree, but I think the tie can look nice. I prefer to not wear one, but I'll every now and then I'm like, yeah, you know, I'll rip it.
I really don't. I disagree, man. I'd never seen a tie look like. I've never been like, oh, he looks sharp with his tie. I'm like, there's like this weird fabric down the middle of his chest for some reason.
Yeah, who's your tie guy though? Exactly. Maybe that's why.
A tie guy.
You got a bad tie guy, man. You just had a bad experience.
I can't even put on a tie, so
I'll help you with that. No, I can't tie a very good tie. My roommate when we lived next door to each other, he taught me how to tie a tie when I was in 10th grade, and that's the knot I've been using ever since.
Oh, yeah.
Rare times that I have to tie a tie.
Well, my wife refuses to do it for me, so I have to. I used to have to like fend for myself, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. And we were invited to this one wedding, and I think like specifically they said that like you have to wear a tie. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. I was the only person there without a tie. I'm like, I don't care. This is
oh wow! I bet you stuck out like a sore thumb, and everyone was like, "Who's that guy over there without the tie?"
I'm the rebel.
They were not pleased. I heard you're not. What if they were like, "Well, you're not welcome back here." Like, you know, like they're as a courtesy, sir, we'll let you stay the rest of the evening, enjoy your night, but you are not respectfully, you're not allowed to return again. Do you think?
Well, this wedding was in a barn. It's not like it was in like a fancy place. And anyway, we didn't even invite them to our wedding, even though they invited us to theirs. I thought they were very rude. So when it came to it's tough because like when we
wait, how are they rude?
they were looking to buy a house, and my wife used to be a realtor, and so the bride, she like during one of the parties, she started asking questions to my wife. She's like, "Oh, what do I do?" Blah blah blah. Like my wife like talked to her for like good 30 minutes or so, like saying, "Here's what you have to do," you know. And she's like, "I'll help you along the way and everything," you know. And so so she didn't hear from her for a while, and then she heard she bought a house. And I was like, what? Like what? I thought it was going to be her realtor, and so I don't know
Oh,
if
wow.
she asked them or something, but apparently they went with someone else, even though like my wife was like friends with her and helped her, you know.
Hmm.
And it would be like, okay, even if, for example, like maybe they knew someone else who was closer to them, it could have been like a courtesy to like, hey, sorry, you know, we were going to go with you, but you know, so we know so and so, they're a friend of the family or something, like something like that, you know. But like, and my wife was just like, I mean, she wasn't completely new to it, but she was still at the stage where she was, you know, really excited to get a new customer, you know, and she was
Right,
like
right.
excited about it. She's like, oh, cool, we're gonna, you know, gonna help them get a house and everything. So,
Oh, wow.
so you know, I think that like when it came to inviting them to the wedding, which is like we had about, I think like 195 or something like that people at our wedding. When we compiled our initial list of people to invite, we had like 250 to 260.
Oh,
And we're
wow.
like, oh, we got to make some cuts here. Like, it felt like I was a football coach, like making like final cuts. It was like the first round of cuts is like, all right,
Yeah.
gotta go. It was like I got down to like 230. I'm like,
Wait, you hadn't already sent out the invites though, have you?
no.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were gonna call and be like, actually, you're not
Right,
invited to the wedding
right.
anymore. Sorry.
Rescind the
You're on the short
invitation.
list. Yeah. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. So like the
Imagine.
first round of cuts, I got to 230. I'm like, crap, man, I still have like 40 more cuts to make. And so yes,
Yeah.
next round of cuts, get rid of 20 people. I'm like 210. I'm still 15 over. And so eventually
Wow.
these people were like on the first cut list. So I was like, they did not use my wife as a realtor. So I was like, all right, you guys are done. And we haven't talked to them since. We used to hang out with them all the time. You know, they were a married couple. We were a married couple. No, he's not yet. They got married before us, but still,
Right.
we just stopped. And it's a shame because the dude, it was a really cool guy. I used to, you know, used to have fun hanging out with him. The girl is a little crazy, so maybe she was I'm sure she was the one to do it. And then Pastor bring up, what was the excuse you used to get out of things? That was low key one of the funniest things I've heard in the show for a while. I was trying to find that episode. Yeah, so it's always, you always say, and I did this the first time these people come to the house. They're like, hey, do you have bugs in your basement? And I'm like, no. I'm like, yeah. So, you know, everyone has bugs in their basement. And they're like, we could spray it. We could spray it. And I'm like, my excuse is, we already use the company. And they're like, well, how about us? We're cheaper. I'm like, well, we use my wife's friend's company,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she'll be mad if we don't use them. So it's always you always say my wife's
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's harder to finagle out of it. It's like the drill. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's
That's brilliant. But
right.
yeah, go ahead.
So at my wedding, the guy we know, the friend of the family, and I guess this is kind of maybe being hypocritical here. It wasn't my choice though. So the guy who runs a photography company, he was upset that we didn't use him, and again, like he cornered me at the wedding and asked me why we didn't use him, and like first of all, like why are you asking the groom? Like I had no like
Yeah.
decision making here. We didn't use him because my wife didn't like his photography. You know, that's what it came down to. She
That's
just she didn't like him, right?
that's
But
bad form on his part.
yeah. So he cornered me, and then I told him like, I'm sorry, we used my wife's friend's company, so which was true.
So, yeah.
But yeah.
So my wife's friends.
Well, it was very distant. She knew him, but not. He wasn't like a close friend.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I feel you.
Have you seen that for the
Yeah.
one guy who we thought would be a wedding photographer? We found a new guy. Yeah, good, nice
Wait,
fat.
so you're saying that those were the same people? The photography guy was the same people that then didn't go with.
No. That
Oh,
was
okay. So
yeah.
so
That was
wait.
like
Okay.
he was my I think he's like my third cousin or second cousin or something.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Okay. So the people didn't. They didn't go. The people that didn't go with your wife as the realtor.
yeah.
You haven't talked to them since then, but now they invited you to their wedding. Is that what
No,
you're
no, no,
telling
no,
me?
no. Their wedding occurred before this. They got married
Oh,
like
okay.
3 years before our wedding, and so yeah, so that, and then like a year later, they started talking to her about the realtor stuff, and so they never used her. They got their own house, and so we're like, you know what, we're just not going to invite them to the wedding. So they were the first
Mhm.
cuts. They made the initial list, so maybe it's a
They made the
over.
initial list,
Right,
partial
right, right,
credit,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So yeah, they didn't make the final cuts, and I told you, I like the most fun I had was like doing the seating for the wedding, and my
Yeah,
wife was like,
yeah.
"It's all you." I'm like, "Oh man, I can't wait." It was like a puzzle you put together, like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can't just like do it blindly. I had to talk to my mom, like, who can I sit next to each other? She's like, "Well, you can't sit making up names here. You can't sit Carol next to Joe. They haven't spoken in 15 years. They will not be
Yeah,
happy." And
yeah,
so
yeah.
you have to have this information where, and then you make a seating chart, and I had like color coded on Excel. It was awesome, man. It
Oh,
was like
wow, that's
it's so fun.
like a paint by numbers, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, it was great. It's like a puzzle they have to like put together. You
It
liked
does
your
sound
table, didn't you?
yeah, no, I like to do stuff like that too, so.
No, I'm saying you like the table you're sitting at, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I gotta sit with
Yeah. See,
Charlie.
see,
Yeah,
I
yeah, no,
did
you did a
well.
great job. Yeah, yeah. Or last year, Charlie was on the show, and I messaged on him. I was like, "Hey, Charlie, you may remember me from such events as sitting next to me at Walter's wedding."
Right.
Man, the
Yeah.
draft's coming up too, huh?
It is. It is. We'll have Charlie on maybe next week or the week after.
Oh, wow.
He said he likes a prop already, and I don't know how much he likes it. That's why I want to have him on the show. Um, and I want to bet it right before the show starts too, because the last time we had him on, he moved the line from like plus 240 to like plus 110,
Mhm.
and I had to like scramble to New Jersey to bet it. So I figure like if I'm the only one betting it, it's not going to move, you know. So that way I don't
Yeah.
have to like panic and like drive to the Trenton Thunder baseball stadium.
Yeah, well, text me too beforehand,
Oh yeah.
huh? Appreciate yeah, y'all, thanks, I appreciate it. I'll drive up to the Trenton Thunder Stadium with you.
From Florida.
Yeah,
If you're going the
yeah,
other
yeah,
direction, you have to leave earlier, I think.
yeah, well, um, yeah, it's kinda interesting because last year, I was, like, really, like, amped up for the draft for since, like, January, and, like, this year, I really haven't thought that much about it.
Yeah.
And, like, I've been so busy. I've had a 1,001 different things going on, and, like, the weeks have been going by so quickly. I'm like, "Oh my god," like, the
Yeah.
draft is essentially, like, a month away now. Like, I didn't realize how close it was.
I know.
Like, it feels like it's still, like, 2.5 months away for some reason, and it's, like, just, like, a little over a month.
Yeah.
But,
It is
yeah,
approaching quickly. It's just always
yeah,
it's
and then
always stressful. It's always stressful.
yeah. Then before
I
you know it, it'll be the Hall of Fame game, and then teams will be 4-0 and the last undefeated team and be in the
yep, yep.
playoff, and, oh my god. What
It
were you
will
gonna
be.
say? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I told the story on Wednesday when Andy was on, where it was we were getting married on Memorial Day weekend of 2018, and we were gathered for my niece's 1-year-old birthday party, and my aunt comes up to me. She's like, "Well, you ready for the big day?" I'm like, "No, not really." And she's like, "Why? Why are you getting cold feet?" I'm like, "No, no." She didn't say that. She's like, "Why aren't you? Why are you not ready?" And I'm like, "Well, I still have to prepare a lot for the draft and stuff." And she's like, "Walt, I'm talking about your wedding." But
That's
like
awesome.
I genuinely thought she was asking about the draft.
Oh,
Just
that's
because
so
like
funny.
it's
That's so
so like
funny, man.
it's such like a mental block that I had to overcome before the wedding. You
Mhm.
know, it was like after the wedding, it was after the draft. We had a month to get ready for the wedding. I had my bachelor party, and then the prep time. But like everything was already like done. Like we had like everything figured out. Like the music, the seating, the invites, like everything was like ready to go. The only thing we had to do was like deliver alcohol there. Um, which like we did one night. My brother-in-law and I drove up and delivered all of it, but like that's like the only thing we had to do basically. And then there was the rehearsal dinner, which is not really a rehearsal, there's just people just gathering. um but yeah, so that I really thought she was asking about the draft, and so that is it's like how stressed I get. It's like I always feel like I'm unprepared for it. um and then it ends up always working out, so I guess that'll happen again. But there's still a lot to do.
Yeah, let me ask you this: if you don't get invited to someone's wedding, are you upset?
It depends. I mean, it depends. I've been invited to weddings where I'm shocked I was invited. Like this.
Yeah. Sometimes when that happens, I'm like, damn it. That
I was
happens
just,
happening to me here soon. No, I
there's
should say that.
there's this girl Maria. She was really pretty. And her sister used to like flirt with me, but she got married like right out of high school. Um, but we hung out like 3 times, maybe three, maybe four. Um, and then like I get a letter in the mail like you're invited to Maria's wedding. I'm like, really? We hung out 4 times. Like, why am I being invited to this?
Wow, that's really
Yeah,
wild, man.
I know. I was shocked.
Wow, you
Uh,
must have made quite the impression.
I guess I was more shocked that it was a dry wedding too.
Oh,
And
wow,
so
okay.
my sister and we're like, nah, we're not gonna go. Yeah, I don't
Sometimes,
know why I was invited.
yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. I've gotten invited to some weddings. A former coworker of mine, who I haven't seen in a couple of years,
Yeah,
she invited me to her wedding in Virginia, but I don't know. That's quite a hike.
yeah,
I'd like to make it, but I don't know. I don't know if I will. It's a lot of traveling, a lot of moving around.
yeah. This girl I used to see a little bit at Penn State. We never really like officially dated, but like we hung out a few times. She invited me to her wedding, but it was in North Carolina, and I didn't even have a +1. I wasn't dating anyone at the time anyway. But I remember like, am I like gonna trek down to North Carolina, go to this wedding by myself, where I'm only going to know her, and like you can't talk to the bride at the
Yeah,
wedding.
of course,
She's
of
gonna be
course.
busy like running around and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, why would I go? Like that was a surprise to be invited to that. And then like on the flip side, I got invited to. I used to have a childhood friend named Frank, and we used to hang out all the time as kids. And then high school, we hung out then too. But college, he went to Drexel. I went to Penn State. We kind of like drifted apart a little bit. And so I hadn't really like talked to him. He got married, I think, in 2011, and like the last time we spoke really was like '07. You know,
Mhm.
and so I get invited to his wedding, and I'm like, oh, cool. I haven't seen Frank in a while, so I went. And then like he's like, oh hey, Walt, like we just kind of like, hey, like shake hands and stuff. He's like, I'm really surprised you came. I was like, oh really? He's like, yeah, I didn't expect you to come. I'm like, oh well, I'm here.
Yeah, it's like, well, why'd you invite me then?
Right.
I mean, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened to me before where I went to like a wedding and like I don't know, every time I've gone I've always made friends, but there was like one wedding where that didn't happen. And I don't know, it was fine, like, it's like you're just there to support the person, but it does
Yeah.
kind of suck. But I don't know. I'd rather, of course, I'll be there for my friends and everything. And I was the best man in the wedding for 2 of my cousins. So, but at the end of the day, like I'd rather not go to one. But of course, I'd support my friend and family.
You'd rather not go to a wedding?
Yeah, like I'd rather like not be invited.
Really?
But
I always found them
yeah,
fun.
I don't know. That's
Especially,
that's not always true. You know what? A couple of my buddies from Westchester, they got married in 2019 and the other in 21. And I was like, I was knew I was going to know a lot of people there. I was going to see a lot of faces I hadn't in a while.
yeah.
But like, I was kind of, and also it was a long drive or a long trip. I flew up for those, and I just thought like, you know, I don't know if this is going to be a good time. I had a great time at both of them.
Yeah.
It was really great, and I remember thinking I was like, I can't believe I thought that it was like not that I thought it was gonna be a bad time, but I was like, is this really gonna be like enjoy? It was freaking awesome. It was awesome. So I was glad.
If you're single, like weddings are so fun. Like they're a blast. 'Cause
Oh yeah.
you never know what could happen. It's
Oh yeah. Love is in the air, and that.
no, seriously, because if there's single girls there, then like they see their friend or family getting married. They're into it. So always found that to be good. Um,
Oh yeah.
conversely, if you're in a relationship, it can be a drag a little bit, unless like you're really good friends with the people. But I've gone to weddings where I've only known like a few people. My wife and I are going, and it's like, we're kind of like bored just sitting here. Like we're trying to meet people at the table, and like of course the people who made the seating aren't as good as it as I was. So we're like stuck talking to like boring people, and it's like we're like. I remember we once went to this wedding. It was in the summer, and we made plans to go down the shore afterward to the Maryland, City, Maryland, because it was kind of like on the way. And we were just like the whole time we're like, can we get out of here? Can we go to the beach now? So I was like, as soon as they cut the cake, we're gone, right? And so that was that was our plan. It was, I don't know. I mean, not that the wedding was bad. It was actually in a fancy place. It's just like we knew like 4 or 5 people there, and it like we weren't even like really good friends with the bride and groom. It was, I don't even know why we're invited. I like, because our families are friends with their family, so it's kind of like why. But if I were single there, it'd be a different story, because it's I guess it's more fun that way. But it can be a drag too. It depends. It really depends on the situation and who you know.
I went to this traditional African wedding once. Yeah, it was a really interesting situation. It was really cool, in fact.
Okay.
But this sounds so weird. I can't even remember the name of the girl, because here was the situation. Like I was working somewhere, and I had only been working there for like 2 weeks, and this girl worked at my store, and she was like, yeah, like you can come. And like one of like my assistant managers, she was like, yeah, like she was like, come on, like I'm gonna go too. And like someone else from the store was gonna go. So I was like, okay. And then I got there, and it was fine. Like I enjoyed the celebration. I stayed for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And but then like I was like, this is weird. Like I don't know anybody else except the people I came with, and like I barely know them. Like I've only known them for 2 weeks. And I was just like, so I kind of just like skipped out. It was all good, like, but I can't even remember what was her name. I don't even remember her name, but I was there. It was a great time, but I hardly, and then I stopped working there like a month later. So it was not like the whole thing was.
Wait, it's a great time, but you skipped out?
Yeah, well, no, it was like a really cool to see like their, like to see like
okay.
a little bit of their culture and everything. But like I had a good time, but it was like I was like, this is kind of awkward.
Okay.
I don't know anybody else, and like I barely know these people, and I don't know. I get myself. Usually, I'm great. I just don't think I have like the social battery to like go through these situations. I remember one time my mom my mom always tells the story to me, and I never remembered it until she told me this recently. Like once when I was in high school, I was going to hang out with like some friends, like someone was having a party, and I didn't know anybody except the one person that was like hosting. And my mom, like as she was dropping me off, I was like, yeah, like I only know the one person. She's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, well, what's the big deal? Like I went there, I met everybody, I talked to everybody, like, and my mom was like, wow, like I think most people would be like just so like would not feel comfortable doing that. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Or at least I used to not feel that way, but anymore, I don't know. Sometimes it's like I don't want to put too much effort into meeting anybody new.
Those days are done.
That's not true though, because I do love meeting new people, but it's got to be on my terms, I guess.
Okay. Was there? I assume alcohol consumption at this party for you?
No,
really?
I didn't drink in high school. Yeah, I didn't drink in high school.
Oh, okay. Oh, high school. Okay.
Yeah.
Was there alcohol there though?
No.
Okay.
No, I went. It was like some dorky like band nerd party.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're like, oh, I know those. What I mean, there were groups of band nerds that drank too. I don't know. It's funny that like as you actually yesterday was 5 years and 5 months since I last drank alcohol, because as you know, like
congrats.
Yeah, thanks, the double nickel. But yeah, it's so funny because like in high school I was really against like drinking and drugs, like almost to a fault. Actually,
you were the Dare free throw champion, of course.
Yeah, that's right. I had a standard to uphold.
Yeah,
an image to uphold, rather.
Yeah. You're
a standard, I guess.
Yeah, but you're like someone endorsing a company. Like you have to toe the company line.
Sometimes I think I was like almost to the point that it was like maybe a little bit annoying though, because I was like adamant that I was like, like I was not going to drink. Like I never drank, I never smoked, I never caused any sort of trouble in high school. And then like when I got to college, like the
Oh,
year,
that's when you became a
and then
smoker.
as soon as I moved next door to Walter, I started drinking. That's
That was
true, but
I was
not.
we
That was
were what, how many feet apart? I was the bad influences
yeah,
guy, like
yeah, yeah.
through osmosis.
That was the tipping point. No,
I
but like
know, I
actually
know.
that
Because
that
I was over 21 when you
yeah,
were a
yeah,
freshman, and
yeah.
so I would always be drinking before going out and
Yeah, and I
stuff.
would see you bringing it in, and
Oh
that
man,
opened the floodgates. No, no,
those are the times I used
but
to like pregame with like eight shots before going out because
yeah, yeah.
you
Oh
can't
man,
you can't go out sober when you're in college because it just
yeah,
costs way too much money and you don't have any money.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, because my roommate was 21 when I lived there too, and I was a freshman. I was 18.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I didn't drink. So fall '04 was my freshman year, but I didn't drink till November. It was November 11th, and I don't know. I just didn't really have like a huge interest, and but then like I almost wish that I had a little bit in high school because then maybe I wouldn't have developed like a binge drinking problem, because like I would
yeah.
sit at home and drink like anywhere between 12 and 24 beers every single night, like at my residence.
Wow.
So, but like, I think that's so weird how like in high school I was so against it, yet that happened. So I always think maybe I should have tried a little. I don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, I
but
didn't. Yeah, I didn't drink until college either. I did go to some parties in high school where there was alcohol, but I was captain of the swim team, so like I didn't want to like ruin anything,
mhm.
for athletically. But then when I went to Penn State, I wasn't on the swim team. I swam up there with the U.S. team that they had up there, but I wasn't like on the team, and so that then at that point I could drink more, and that's why I started drinking. I remember the first time I started drinking, I was with my roommate Dennis, who was actually the web developer on the site. He had I don't know how he knew these people. Maybe it was like his cousin's friends were up there. It was like a group of like 20-year-olds, and so we hung out with them initially. Until they turned 21, and then went to the bars, and then we never saw them again. But when they were 20, they like showed us around, and they took us to some frat parties, and like they had an apartment party one night, and like it was like probably the second night we were there, and they just gave me a beer. I'm like, oh man, I've never had this before. And I remember sitting this next to this girl Lauren, who's we actually became friends. She's like, let's try it. I was like, okay. And I remember drinking it for the first time, like taking my first sip. I'm like, I'm not drunk yet. She's like,
Yeah.
it takes a little longer than that, Walt.
Man, I remember this just made me think of this story at Penn State. We went to this, my friend, actually Fat Opera Man. It was me and him. We
That
were
opera
walking.
message man.
Yeah, message me. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were walking to this party, and it was I can't remember what the street was, but it was like 132 Gill, and I think the person that texted me the address, it said 113 like North Gill.
Okay.
So like we walk in there, like, and like we see like a bunch of people there. We're like, hey, what's up? And like a couple like people look at us, they're like, hey, like how's it going? And then like we were looking around, and like we go to the cooler, like we grab a beer, and like there's people like out back, and like some in the living room, and like we're like, okay, like where are the people? And like we look around, and we're like, we don't know anybody here. We're at the wrong party. So we took the beers and left, and the party was 132 South Gill. So
Was
we
it a
just
good
like,
party?
well, we were there for like a grand total of like 30 seconds because we
Okay.
walked in and we were like, we went right in, grabbed a beer, and like looked around, and we're like, oh, wait a second, we're at the wrong house. But like 132 North Gill just so happened to also be having a party.
It's funny.
But and no one like quite like they were just like, oh hey, like how's it going? Like just like general like pleasantries. So they probably like, oh, they probably know somebody else,
No. Yeah. But was it a good party though? Like, would you, if you didn't have anything else going on, would you stay there?
I don't know. Like I kind of felt like I was like, oh shit. Like I guess I was like, let's get out of here. Well,
Mhm.
plus I wanted to see this girl because this girl that invited me, Megan,
Okay.
I wanted to see her. So I was like, let's get out of here.
Okay.
You know,
I always
I
found my role at Dennis. I mentioned him before. He taught me this rule, and I've spread it to other people. So if you're like new in a place, in a college place, you don't know anyone, and you see a party going on, you can go in as long as it's not like 3 or 4 people. Then that's weird. But if there's like 8 or more people, you can just go in and just have fun. And if someone is like, "Who do you know here?" You go, John. I say, "I know John." because there's always a John, and
Yeah,
and if they point, oh, that John, like no, the other John. If they point to someone, and then my cousins and I, when I was visiting Penn State a couple years after I graduated, they were still there, and we were walking back from a party, and it was still like 1:30, so it was still like somewhat early, and so we saw this like crazy party going on. And my cousin's like, "Oh, I wonder what's going on there." I'm like, "Well, let's go." And so
yeah.
we just walked in as it's a big party, and so we we sign up for beer pong, start drinking, and this guy comes up to me. He's like, "Who do you know?" I'm like, "I know John," and he's like, "I forget the last name." He's like, "John Williams." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, where is he?" And he goes, "Oh, he left." I'm like, "Oh man."
Wow.
Yeah.
John Williams.
It wasn't the way. It was something.
Yeah. Johnny Dubs.
So something like that. Yeah. So that's the rule. You always say, "I know John," because there's always a John.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I really like snuck into too many parties.
Yeah. Well, we just walked in.
Yeah. I'm trying
when
to
we were when Dennis and I were freshmen, when those other people started going to the bars and we had no one to hang out with, we would always sometimes just walk around looking for a party or a frat party to go in, and those are tough to get into, especially if you don't have any girls to do. It's just you have to wait in the line. But we would always on the way home, we would always pass by this apartment building, and they would always have this party on the first floor, and Dennis would always "All right, let's go in." And the first time was it's weird, you're a freshman the first time, but we would always go there. And I remember Dennis, we were talking about this, he's like, "You remember that apartment? We would always go in there. We didn't know anyone." It was every night on the way home, we would always go in. And
that's hilarious.
Yeah. John
I
Williams
was
is the poster.
yeah, exactly.
Watch it. Actually, it was actually him.
Yeah, he was hosting.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I remember because I was in a frat, and I remember for our pin-in party, we had a mixer with one of the sororities, and they called up all the pledges one by one,
Mhm.
to introduce, and they were oh because of the one brother that was bringing us into the living room of the frat house, because they did something with us before the party started in the basement, and just gave us the pins and everything, and then they're "Okay, everyone, it's Tom." And they're and you walk out, the whole party's there, all the girls are there, cheering for you. It's they had me do a double shot of 151 and a beer bong, in front of the whole party.
Oh, really?
And I walked into that, I had to be there a certain time. And I was I don't know if I'm going to have time to eat, but I don't want to be late, because it's an important thing. I can't be late to the pin in, because I'm here to pledge the frat. And, so I didn't eat, dude. I never had a feeling like this when that shot and the beer bong went down. It's my stomach was so empty. I was it all came over me in this awesome wave. I was just immediately drunk.
Wow.
Immediately. Because my stomach was so empty. I'll never forget that feel. I never experienced, and trust me, I could put them away back in my back at the time. I could drink 24 beers a night and be pretty fine. One time I went to this, I went to World of Beer back in 2018, and I drank 11 Kona Big Waves.
Okay.
And the waiter was this young 20-something kid. He's "Bro," he's "You're a tank." He's "Anybody else I would have cut off." He's "You're completely fine." He's "It's crazy." That's a kind of I feel it's a little bit. I mean, it's not Bud Light, I wouldn't say it's a super heavy beer, but I was "Oh yeah, something to be proud of." That's when I knew. So, but yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, that's what I knew. I was I should evaluate this a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah. So I don't know how to wrap that up. But yeah, I don't know. I never really. People don't drink anymore. Hardly anybody drinks any. I mean, obviously, I know people drink. I'm not naive, but I've seen on a couple. I never believe statistics that I see freaking anywhere. Without at least some sort of research. But
right,
I've seen in a few places a few figures that said alcohol sales are as a whole on the whole are really, really down.
Oh yeah, that's why you have a lot of I've noticed recently a lot of right-wing influencers. They've been talking badly about marijuana, and I think it's because alcohol lobbyists paid them to talk badly about marijuana, because, as you said, alcohol sales are down, and I think it's because people are smoking weed instead of drinking alcohol. And if you wonder why population decline is happening in this country, it's to get people back on the wagon. It's start drinking and going out and making babies.
Vast majority of people in this world are undateable. Undateable. Well, how are all these people getting together? Alcohol.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and like I just feel like I very often, like more often than ever, like if it comes up, like I hear a lot of people say like they don't really drink. Like a lot of people really don't drink. It's interesting. Seems like younger people like don't. Again, I obviously know there are demographics of like large, very large amounts of people that do. I'm not that dumb, but it's down. Like I would say, based on my experience and my interactions with others, that seems consistent. I don't know down how much, but a lot of people I talk to, they're like, yeah, I don't really drink, especially younger people.
Do you think it's because of the weed, or do you think it's something else?
I think it definitely has something to do with it. You gotta think so. Especially like you gotta like there's two different. This is an interesting topic now, so I'm glad we're getting into this, because like you remember when we were kids, like in the 90s, and they had those commercials like say like, oh, like marijuana is gonna ruin your life. Do you remember the one? It was like the like very white dad like rapping to his son, the wacky weed, it is bad. This I know. I am your dad. You remember that?
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, any way that you need to talk to your kids, do it. Like about the dangers of drugs. But it was just like,
that would get me to smoke more.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it was like, take my advice. It's your decision, but marijuana could lead to prison. He had like a disco ball going or something. Oh, so bad. But then there was one. Then I remember they did one. It was like this kid like talking about his older brother, and like his older brother, like apparently is like sitting on the background on the couch, like kind of just like, and the kid was like walking around the room, and he's just like, that's my brother. Like he smoked so much weed, and it's like he didn't get like addicted, or like he didn't hurt his health, or like he didn't do the like nothing like really bad happened, but then he's like, he didn't really ever do anything, and that was it. And I was like, oh, that's an interest. That's a different kind of angle. I thought that was an interesting angle.
Yeah,
that I think is applicable certainly to arguably maybe a large portion of that demographic being marijuana users. So you got to think too, like especially like these young people, like okay, we're talking about like COVID times being like 6 years ago. So if they like some of these, they were like 14, 15, 16, now they're like early 20s, and like they didn't have commercials like that. Like that sort of thing was like fed down your throat. So like when we were kids, like I don't know, they didn't experience that. Like they never had any, like they never lived in a world where it was like, oh, like frowned upon, you'll get in big trouble and serve hard time for marijuana. And then like they have to deal with like the freaking COVID pandemic during like, I don't know, like pretty important, like think about like people who are in high school, like during that time, like there's gonna be like weird like after effects of that, and like I mean I'm getting this, I'm making this deeper than I'm sorry, I'm kind of going off the rails here, but I guess my point is like things are just different now. Yeah, like it's things are just different, and it's weird. Like no, I usually don't like to get into these topics.
Yeah,
but like they never, like I feel like the younger crowd, they never experienced a world where like marijuana was bad and it does the trick. So like why would you do something like, probably in their eyes, like this was never bad and this is awesome? Why would we do something that could potentially be bad maybe in their eyes? Like alcohol, like oh, like if you drunk drive or something, or like you can be angry or violent perhaps,
right.
So like they're probably like, I don't even need that. Like I have this, and like it's perfectly legal now. Like I have a card, and why bother, And it's just like they like these years they were like kind of chilling at home, like because of the pandemic. So it's like, what do you like to do when you're high? Like you like to chill at home, like you've kind of been like that stuff like sort of became, I don't want to say because I know there were medical cards obviously available before the pandemic, but imagine that it's like now you've kind of gotten to a routine where, like, let's say, like, give or take a year, like a lot of people are like sitting around at home,
Mhm.
and it's like, okay, oh wow, like I get this medical card, and now you've created like a routine for yourself on some level. Some people, and like, oh, it's really feels good it's like when you sit around at home is being high. That's what people being high like to do the most, sit around at home, and you're really good at that. You've been doing it for a year. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think that's a piece of the pie. I don't know. I lost my mind years ago. Don't take any. I do think there's probably some truth on something I said there, but otherwise maybe I'm nuts. Who knows?
I think you're right. I mean, like, the people were told to stay home. Like, it in hindsight, it was ridiculous. But
Yeah.
at the time, we were told to do that. And what do you do when you're home? You watch TV, right? You maybe read a book or you smoke weed, and like that's
Yeah.
it basically. And like alcohol is more of a social thing.
Yeah.
I know there are
Yeah.
alcoholics who drink by themselves, but
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But
mostly, like, you can smoke weed with your friends too, but mostly if you're by yourself, it's more weed than alcohol, and if you're with a bunch of people, it's more alcohol than beer
yeah.
than weed. So people were not getting together at that time, unless, well, stupid people weren't, at least. I don't
Yeah.
know. And
No,
then the
I'm with
first
you.
month or two, I think most people were by themselves, but by like, I remember by like May, I remember just starting to go out and stuff like that, and then not caring. I went to Vegas that summer, for
Yeah.
crying out loud.
Yeah, but there was some level of conditioning built in, like even after that short amount of time, and then you're probably like when I say you, I mean like the public as a whole. Like, even though, okay, like it's okay to go out, but like they're still probably a little cautious. They know there's going to be hoops that they have to jump through if they're going to do that. Maybe they're going to get they're still, I feel like, probably going to be more likely to stay home just because like now it's like become part of the routine and it's easier, and it's just like, I don't know. Like, I think that's a piece of the pie. Like the legal marijuana is like everywhere now. The medical
Oh, yeah.
marijuana is supposed to be like real. I don't have a medical card, but like I hear it's like really pretty easy to get.
Yeah. Anyway, you have to smoke, you can just have like gummies and stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know. Some people, I've tried several edibles. They've never once done anything for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy because like you see these memes, and it's like, oh, like 5 minutes after the edibles, and like you're losing your mind. It's like SpongeBob and his like eyes are bugging out or
Right.
something.
Right.
I like that's never happened, to the point that like I've turned them down
I
because
was
I just said, like, I tell like people, like one time my buddy
Yeah.
offered them to me before we were taking a flight together, and I was like, I really appreciate the offer, but like don't waste, they'll be wasted on me. You can have it.
I
So
wouldn't do it on a flight. I feel like I'd be paranoid that the plane's gonna crash. So, I feel like
no, it chills you out like a good bit. I've done it
um
before, but like I'm not like that high because I like to get there 2 hours early. Like the times that I have like showing up at the airport high.
you can get paranoid from weed. Like, I've gotten paranoid before, but
I used to before I even smoked, I used to get paranoid about going through security at the airport. I don't
yeah,
know why, but like I think I watched that show Locked Up Abroad too much.
yeah,
And it's like, what could they possibly find on me? Like, I don't have any like drugs or any, like, I don't have anything. I don't have any weapon. I don't own any weapons. Like,
yeah.
I don't have
Well,
anything
yeah,
here.
you never know.
Yeah, but it's like,
Um,
what if someone planted like a bag of cocaine on me or something
right.
somehow? I don't know why they would do that, but
Well, I don't
what would I
know.
say?
Yeah,
I used to like worry about stuff. I mean, I'm talking, this is like 10, 15 years ago.
yeah,
But then I started flying a little bit more, and I was like, yeah, security is like so easy to get through.
yeah. Yeah, it is. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't know. I feel like they went overboard on it, but then again, they're pretty lax about everything. It's kind of weird. I remember my friends telling me that they were smoking, and like one of them was driving, and they're all high. So like, and so they're on a highway, and like they had to take an exit. And one of my friends is driving. He like drives, and like, here's the exit. He like keeps driving, and they're like, dude, you missed the exit. He's like, I couldn't make it, man.
I couldn't make it, man.
Yeah, he's like, I couldn't
I
do
think I
it,
remember
man.
that one. I think I
Yeah,
remember that story. That's
yeah.
awesome.
So yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you get like paranoid that you can't like do some stuff. I once tripped out like badly. I had I was like paranoid because I used to have asthma when I was a kid. I
Mhm.
was like paranoid I was getting an asthma attack.
Oh, okay,
It was
okay.
awful. It was awful. The last time I got high recently was I don't want to do the stuff with the kids and stuff, but it was actually like by accident. I was at my friend's house, Josh, and we were in his basement just playing Mario Golf, and he's like, dude, you want a gummy bear? I'm like, okay. So I take it and eat it. He's like, oh, I forgot to mention those are weed gummies. I'm like, oh crap. Like,
That's
oh crap.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Did you go insane?
I got high. I got high, but it wasn't crazy.
You lost your mind? You're
No.
tripping out, son?
I remember the one of the first times I smoked. I was again with Josh, and like we were at his apartment and we were smoking. Then we watched like some cartoon, and I remember like watching the cartoon, and I just like realized something. I'm like, what's like really interesting about this? And like I went on this like 5 minute like soliloquy on this like cartoon. And I thought I was like making like the most like amazing points ever about it. I'm like, it's like compared to this, and like I felt like it was like that meme where the guy has the whole these things on the Always Sunny meme where the guy has like everything.
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And I was like, dude, I figured this whole thing out. And I remember it's like 5 minutes. I was like a 5 minute rant, and Josh was like, dude, what are you talking about? I remember just being so frustrated that like he just didn't understand what I was saying, but like it just felt like so clear in my mind. That, like I figured the whole thing out. I have no idea what I said.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember in 2017 when I was working out in Vegas, I was so this is back in my drinking days too. And I was sitting at the bar at the Tuscany, and this guy, and they had just legalized the medical card in Las Vegas. 2017 is like summer 2017. And this guy, like a few seats down from me at the bar, like I'm just over there playing video poker. And he like this is exactly how he talked. He's like, "Hey there, man!" Like he was like this, like kind of like stockier guy with like glasses and like,
Yeah.
He's kind of dorky looking, He's like, "Hey there, man." I was like, "How's it going?" He's like, "Did you go down there and get your medical marijuana card?" And I was like, "Wait, what? Like what's this?" He's like, "Oh yeah." And like he just didn't seem like a guy, like just by looking at him, like I would never pin him for like somebody that smokes, but he's like, "Oh
Right.
yeah, just go on up there and they'll give you the card. You just like pay for it, and then like the dispensary's right across the street." So like I grabbed like an Uber over there like immediately, and I walk into this place. And it was going to close in like 45 minutes, so like I got there right away. There's like one. It like sort of resembles like the reception like room of like a medical office, and like the kid working there is like this 19-year-old like dude with like gauged ears. He's wearing like a snow cap, and like he weighs like $120 soaking wet. And I was like, "Hey, like I just want to get a card." He's like walks over to this kiosk. He's like, "Okay, what's your issue?" And I was like, "Back pain. I did hurt my back years ago. I herniated it." I was like, "Back." He's like, "Okay, back pain." He's like, $60. He like I was out of there in 5 minutes. He held the door for me, and he's like, "Spencer's right across the street. Go ahead."
That's funny.
Yeah, like I mean, I was like freaking instantaneous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And, like I walked right over. That dispensary is open like all freaking night.
Yeah, and we wonder why people aren't drinking anymore.
Yeah,
it's so easy to get weed.
Yeah, it's so easy, and it's and like if you ever been in one of those, I've only been a few times. I'm not, like that much of a connoisseur. Like some people used to get like into the strains and stuff. I don't know, and strange. I'm just trying to have some laughs,
Yeah.
Like so I don't get that far into it. But yeah, so I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Sorry, I went off on a few tangents there. But no, I think it's interesting. I think alcohol use is going to continue to decrease. It'll always, when I say always, at least in our lifetime, it'll be a thing. But
yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, are people just going to stop having kids? Not like everyone, but our population decline is gotten like pretty bleak. It's not as bad as like South Korea or Japan. Like that like their situation's like catastrophic. I've seen, but
yeah, the birth rates are lower, much lower. Yeah,
like way lower. I think like replacement level, I think is like 2.13 children per family. And I want to say like US is like 1.7 or so, or 1.6. But I heard that South Korea is like 0.8. or something like that.
Wow.
It's gotten like really bad. Like they're gonna go extinct almost. Like,
oh my god.
yeah, it's
That's
terrible.
wild.
It's terrible. So yeah, we got to get people on the wagon. We got to promote
Yeah.
alcohol.
We gotta advertise.
Yep.
We could teach safe practices on that. Hey, could you imagine what's so crazy about could you imagine being a referee? You know what I think would be the hardest referee is a hockey ref. Because think about
Yeah.
basketball, baseball, football. Like you can run off the sidelines, you can run in foul territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes in baseball, like an errant ball, you might get caught, by one.
Yeah.
But you can at least get out of the way. You can run off the sidelines, but hockey, you're trapped in that rink with them. You got to make sure you're not in the way and stuff. You got to get position. That's got to be so hard. You're going to get hit with the puck, and maybe I should be maybe I should officiate a hockey game.
You know what's weird about hockey refs is that in hockey, obviously you have line shifts and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess these players get too tired to be on the ice for more than a minute and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
But the hockey refs are out there the whole time. They're skating around the whole time. And so why don't hockey refs have line shifts?
That's true. I guess they're just not going as hard.
I guess it's the whole time. It's kind of crazy that and I was I don't know. I was critical about hockey with line shifts. They really can't stay out there for 20 minutes. I feel like I could. If back in not now, I'm old and fat now, but when I was 25 and the peak of my physical shape, I feel like I could play hockey for 20 minutes straight and then have a break and do it again.
I know what you're saying, and I don't. I mean, I guess I'm speculating here. I don't know. Well, first off, I'm gonna say it's definitely tougher than we think. It's definitely tougher than we think.
Well, that's the thing. I used to play roller hockey, and we used to play for an hour. We wouldn't stop. I know we're going at pro level, but we wouldn't stop skating.
Plus, it's yeah, but I don't know. But I think ice skating adds a different element. I think that makes it harder somehow. I can't tell you why.
Yeah, but to the point where they can't be more than a minute and a half on the ice seems crazy to me. I got 5 minutes.
I know what you mean, and I've always thought this too. I've always shared this sentiment, but there's got to be a reason for it. I mean, sometimes they get stuck out there for a while, and now they'll show that graphic where it's oh, they've been out on the ice for 2.5 minutes now. They're tired.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's a lot of redirection, maybe. And you got to start building momentum. Okay, now it's going the other way. You got to stop, and then start moving that. You take some time to get going, and then you got to time. There's more timing involved, I guess, and then then you're getting checked against the boards, and that's going to fatigue you. You're gonna be damn it, I've been out here, I've been skating back and forth as fast as I freaking can for a minute. I just got freaking bodied into the glass. So that ain't gonna help matters. So I don't know. I know what you mean though, because I've always thought that too. It's so weird. A hockey game, there's 60 minutes in a hockey game, and you look at time on ice, even for the best players, it's 20 minutes give or take, maybe a little more now. It's really, it's it seems like they're out there so much more.
Or there should be more. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's really I'll watch a game and you're telling me Crosby was only on the ice for 22 minutes.
Yeah,
that's a third of the game. Really?
Yeah, I mean NBA players. I know that hockey players do more, but NBA players are out there for the starters. At least they're out there for 38 minutes out of 48. It's at least 75%.
I bet that momentum change is much more tiring than we probably think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure. But it still seems weird that they can't be on the ice for 3 minutes. It's I said, I get 5 minute spurts, rest for a couple minutes, and 5 more minutes. That's what I would have expected. But
I don't get why they don't do that in soccer. It's they hardly do any substitutions. I mean, I don't really watch a lot of soccer, but then it's they'll bring them out at the 50-minute mark or something. It's why don't you just sub all the people out every 10 or 15 minutes so you always have the fresh players on there? I don't know.
I haven't thought too much about soccer, so
nor have I. And I'm sure there's a different reason for it. I mean, it's been happening. Soccer's been around for a long time, and I don't really know anything about it. So,
well, it's the easiest sport to play. That's why. All you need is a ball. That's it. You don't even need a goal. Like you can have like if you're playing in the street, like here, this here to here is the goal. You know, you don't need anything, just the ball. It's just so easy. Like what other sport is that? Like basketball, you need a hoop. Hockey,
Yeah.
obviously, you need sticks and pucks.
Yeah, hockey's the
Football,
hardest. Football, you know,
you could play like
just need a
two-hand
ball.
touch. You can play two-hand touch, but like if you're emulating the actual sport, you need like pads and everything. But
And
like
it's hard to find people that are going to bring that intensity. You need to be in like an organized game.
right. So yeah, so soccer is like the easiest to play, and that's why it's so popular. There's no barrier to entry. You just need a ball. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I never played soccer, but I feel like that's got to
me
get
neither.
really, really tiring. But
Yeah, I don't know.
those guys
Never had,
they're in great
never had
shape.
any interest. Never had any interest at all.
No,
shout out
I
to
don't either. But the World Cup, I'll catch a couple games. The penalty kicks are sometimes fun. Sometimes you just skip the game and go right to the penalty kicks.
just have that. Just no game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's more exciting, but I don't know. It just feels like a sport where you can't use your the upper half of your body. It'd be cool if like you like could swing at people like in hockey. You know, you can get in the fights and stuff. These two soccer players sit on the sideline for 5 minutes.
Yeah. You know, isn't that so funny about hockey? Like, can you imagine like in like football, baseball, or basketball, if there was like punches thrown, like there'd be fines, suspensions. It's like in hockey, it's like just sit over there for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
That's freaking crazy. Like, why is that? Well, I'm surprised it's
weird.
not more popular.
It's so weird. Yeah.
Like you can just like straight up assault a man. You know, but like if that was like a bench clearing brawl in baseball, you know, like fines, teams suspended like a week, you know, whatever, 7 games, 10 games.
I love when the two goalies fight. It's like they don't even interact with each other.
Yeah. I love that.
You would think the goalie would fight the guy who's like pestering him right in front of the net and he can't see and it's but now he goes after the other goalie. Like
or Patrick Watt. I think it was Chris Osgood at the time went after each other. That Avalanche Red Wings rivalry was unmatched.
Yeah,
at the time in the mid 90s and mid to late 90s and early 2000s. Those were great games to watch. Patrick Waugh is one of my favorite hockey players of all time, and certainly my favorite goaltender of all time. Yeah. And in my opinion, the greatest goaltender of all time. And he's now the coach of the Islanders, but he's got a couple screws loose. Really? But like he does like some wacky stuff. Like he says he's a little out of like he's known to be slightly out of pocket. So he won a couple Stanley Cups he won 4 Stanley Cups, 2 with Montreal and 2 with Colorado. But so he had already won 2 Stanley Cups in Montreal. He's like a beloved player there, you know. And he had a game and like he just had a terrible game. Like he's one of the greatest of all time. I think he gave up like 7 or 8 goals. And he's like pointing over the bench, like after like the 5th one, he's like, "Hey, like, get me out of here. Like, I don't want to be. I'm just not. I can't do it tonight. See, this would be a great time for me to be on the bench."
Yeah, but you already gave him 5 goals.
I know.
Get a bit more.
Yeah. So Patrick Waugh is like, "Yo, like, pull me, you know, like pull me," and the coach wouldn't pull him. So like he was so pissed that after the game, like there's a famous clip, like you can see him screaming at the coach, and he's like, "I played my last game here." Wow. And then the very next day they traded him to Colorado.
Wow.
And then they won the Stanley Cup.
That was a good team. Like Joe Sakic.
Oh my God. Yeah. Peter Forsberg.
Yeah.
Adam Foote, Claude Lemieux. Oh my God. That team. Joe Sakic is one of my favorites. But Patrick Waugh, he came out of the net and fought Osgood a couple times, but he's a character. He does this thing, and he actually did it I think like a week ago. He'll pull the goalie with like, you know, usually teams do that with like 2 minutes to go, maybe 3 minutes to go, like in a close game, so they can get the extra tacker. He'll do it with like 10 minutes to go in the last period. It's worked a couple times. I think. Well, I shouldn't say a couple. I know for sure one time it did work. So like he's a little.
I always wonder because my dad's a big hockey fan, and I remember sitting with him once when I was a kid, and like the Flyers losing by 1, and of course they wait till like the final minute to pull their goalie. And I'm like, why don't they do that with 4 minutes to go? And he's like, no, you can't do it. I was like, why? And he's like, you just can't do it. And I'm like, but why? he like couldn't answer me. And I guess like it doesn't happen. It's pretty cool to hear that Patrick Waugh does it, because I've been since I was a kid. I was beating the drums for it. So it finally happened. so happy.
Yeah, it's. I love when the goalie gets pulled. It's a very exciting time.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny. Like this is just from the eye test, but I feel like usually the empty netter gets scored in those situations far more often than the other team ties it if it's a 1-goal game. The
Yeah. Oh,
Penguins
yeah.
did. Penguins did
Otherwise
the
they'd
other
always
night.
do it. Otherwise, they'd always do it, right?
Right. But like, I feel like the other team is like always getting the empty netter now.
Yeah.
Like you hardly ever see a game where it gets tied or it's like stays a 1-goal game. I feel like the empty netter always happens.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't, but the Penguins actually did it. They lost in overtime, but they did get a point against the mighty Carolina Hurricanes the other night. But they were down by 2, and then they scored 2 goals in like the last 4 minutes, so they had the goalie pulled. So that was great.
Yeah.
It does happen. It does happen, but
good for our bet. Good for the Spurs or the Penguins. Exciting times.
You took the Spurs, huh?
I took them last August at 70-1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're 6-1 now.
Holy smokes!
And what's funny is I only did it because it was August, right? And my dad and it was right before the season, a couple of months before the season started, and my dad's like, I want to bet a long shot to win the NBA, and we're running through the teams, and I'm like, what about Spurs 70-1? He's like, yes, do it. I'm like, okay. So he bet $20 on it. I added 50. So yeah, it's 70-1. And I was having dinner at my parents' house last Saturday, and we were just discussing basketball or something. I'm like, the Spurs came up. I'm like, well, we have our Spurs bet. He's like, what Spurs bet? I'm like, we bet him at 70-1. He's like, we did. So completely forgot about it, and like. I'm like, yeah, you're in a 20 to win 1,400.
Yeah, that's
like,
awesome.
Wow.
Well, that's a good one to be holding. What do you think about the NBA? Well, first, let's get, let's cut out the foolishness and get down to business. What do you think about my Orlando Magic?
I mean,
and be nice, man. I'm just
I think they're a good team. And I think the East is more or less open. Boston is the team to beat because they got Tatum back now. But I don't think they're invincible. And plus, like, Tatum doesn't seem to be 100%. Maybe he will be, but not yet. Like he missed the last game. So is that going to disrupt their chemistry? They're like one of those teams where they're so well coached that they're going to play really well in the regular season, but sometimes it doesn't translate to the playoffs. I always felt like Tom Thibodeau's teams were like that because like he would always have his team playing at a high level in the regular season. Like they'd always bring it, but like when playoffs came, the intensity from the other team matched theirs, and so like they were suddenly not the team that had the edge anymore. So I feel like that way about Boston, and obviously they're still the team to beat, but I don't think they're invincible. They're not like OKC / San Antonio. I feel like those two teams are way ahead of everyone in the West, whereas like it doesn't feel like Boston's ahead of anyone had that by that much in the East, and you have like the Knicks and stuff. Like I'm not a believer in the Knicks. Last year we had Pacers randomly. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like the East is wide open, so. To get back to your question, like I feel like yeah, the Magic could get out of the East.
They get Franz back.
Yeah.
The thing is, like that could be a huge boost because they're playing really well even without him right now. I like the Carter signing was really good. I've seen a lot of things I was telling you beforehand.
Yeah,
that they really like him as like a veteran leader. Like he's helped like kind of rejuvenate them a little bit. I've seen a couple graphics on that.
Yeah,
but like. The only thing I'm worried about is like when Franz comes back, like what if it's like too many cooks in the kitchen now? Because they do have a lot of good, like Desmond Bain and Banchero and Franz.
Yeah.
Anthony Black, he's hurt too. Like Anthony Black is starting to play really well. Tristan Da Silva has looked good. Like they have a really good team, but it's just like, and it's like you think, oh, they're going to be even better when they get Franz back. Yeah, that definitely could happen, but also could it be detrimental? Remember when they went to the one of my favorite NBA seasons of all time when they went to the finals the year they lost to the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Remember they Jameer Nelson was hurt and they brought in Rafer Alston. He crushed it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was awesome. What a run by that team. But I don't know. Like I definitely they had a good game against Cleveland the other night. That was a big win for them. But they're currently in the 5 seed. So I don't know. Let's see where they are. 200-1.
200-1, yeah.
Oh, I
It's not bad.
mean,
So the Heat are 201. Did you see Bam Adebayo's 83-point game?
yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that.
That was crazy. I'm on I'm on So Rare, which is it's a kind of like a digital trading card game where you could win money. Like it's like half trading card, half DraftKings. So like basically, I don't know if have you ever seen it? I could show you an example.
I don't think so.
So on So Rare, you get these cards, right? Let's see my cards. Let's go to the red. I have more red than anything else. So you have like Jokic here, you have Doncic, Shea, Jason, Tatum, and basically you enter and these numbers here at the bottom. See the 64, 64, 63. That's what their salary is, quote unquote. And so you enter these cards into a lineup. It's a 5-player lineup, and it has to equal to 120, except that your top scorer is called MVP, and he doesn't count for the top. Doesn't count toward the total. So, for example, if you have Jokic as your MVP, the 64 doesn't count. So you have 4 other players to meet 120 points in your lineup. And then they have these contests twice a week. And I think grand prize is $3,000. So like Monday, they have it Monday through Thursday. We're like it's 3,000, then 1,500, then 1,000, then 700, etc. And then they have Friday to Sunday. So, and that's for this red tier. They also have a blue tier here, yellow tier, which is less, blue tier is more. So it's a lot of fun. So you get these cards, and then you could then enter them into contests. So I always thought that was really cool. So the point here is so I have this Bam card, right? And I remember having him. Unfortunately, I entered him into a daily contest, which is like you can win stuff called Essence, and you can use Essence to make more cards instead, like rather than buying them. And entered into a daily contest, and I see that like I check the scores, and like I see he has 110 fantasy points. I'm like, this has to be an error, right? 110 fantasy points, that can't be right. And I click on the stats, and it says he has like 78 points. I'm like, no way. And then I Google it, and like I see I think he hit like 80. He has 80. I'm like, how Bam Adebayo hit 80? He's a good player. Like Bam Adebayo, 80 points. He ended up scoring 83. Like more than Kobe did for second place. Now he's second place all time behind Wilt. Like, and I remember watching. I watched the highlights of that game, and every time a Miami player would score, I'm like, if they just gave the ball to Bam, he could have had 100. You know, especially if Washington kept pace, and they sort of did. Like credit to Washington, they made it like so like he couldn't pull their starters until late. You know, if Washington had kept more pace and they sent the game to overtime, like, you know, they're feeding the ball to Bam as much as possible to get to 100. Like, I feel like in overtime he would have pushed to 90, and that's when it would have been like even more interesting. So it was cool, really cool to see it.
Well, there are some people that are pissed.
Why? No,
because I was just watching this video before I came on the show. This guy, he was like, that was absolutely disgusting. They should like ban this from the record books.
Why?
He was like, there's no reason for Bam to still be in, for him to like, he was just like against a terrible team.
Like
it was an interesting
game.
What's that?
It was like a 15-point game, wasn't it?
They were up like 25, I think, in the fourth, and they're still, and then like they took him out with, I think, 80 or 81, and then brought him back in when they were up like a lot.
Yeah, say 170.
Holy shit. Imagine if you took him as a captain in a showdown. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, seriously. It was 150 to 129. It's a 21-point game. It wasn't like that drastic. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think some people are like shaken up about it because it's like this one, he's like, Kobe is rolling over in his grave. Like, you like kind of like disrespected him because like this game like wasn't worthy of like you doing that. Like, it was like done like intentionally, whereas like Kobe was like keeping, I guess. I'll send you the video if you're interested. It was an interesting watch.
This guy sounds like a loser. I like it wasn't even a looser. Opposite of tighter. It wasn't even the record. It was second place. Who cares about second place records? It wasn't 100. Like if Kobe had 100 and Bam got 101, because they kept them in a 40-point game, I could be like, okay.
I mean, I guess people are just upset because they thought that was like a thing that was going to be untouchable, like that 81, and it's like now, like, you know, Kobe passed away, and it's like just leave it be, like an unwritten sort of thing. But it's like an unwritten because they probably didn't think that anyone would come close to that again. I mean, that's so hard to do.
Well, I mean, untouchable. He was 19 shy of the record. Kobe was. It wasn't a record.
No, I know, but isn't that game, that 100-point game, like there's no like video evidence of it, right?
He scored 100.
Yeah, I don't doubt it, but I'm just saying,
fake
like,
the stats. I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
Let's look it up. Is there evidence that Wilt scored 100?
That Jesus existed is the first thing.
So, Wilt's 100-point game, March 2, 1962, is proven by the official NBA score surviving fourth quarter radio broadcast, recording in the Library of Congress, numerous eyewitnesses from 4,100 attendees. Wow, only 4,100, and Hershey, PA, and photographs. Despite no video footage, the record stands as valid.
Okay. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I'm not saying I don't think it happened. That's not at all what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just
it's like the people who are like, oh, you know, we never went to the moon.
Yeah, well, I'm just giving you the information that I have.
Right.
That there's people that think that, I guess.
Oh yeah. There's crazy people who think like the Holocaust didn't happen. Like you know, it's crazy stuff. You know,
I heard this theory.
Like, so much evidence.
I saw this this documentary. It was called Room 237, and it was all these people like that had these theories about the movie The Shining. It's kind of interesting. Some of them were a little off the wall, but
like what?
Like they're just like talking through like Easter eggs in the movie.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of interesting because like they show like Danny, like the one point he's standing up and he's wearing an Apollo 11 shirt, like sweater, like a knit sweater, because you know people say like Stanley Kubrick, they have that conspiracy theory that he like directed the moon landing.
Well.
And there was one real quick, like just to add to that before you say that, this one like narrator on there, because there are a few people on there talking, and they said, I think we went to the moon, but I'm just not sure that the footage we saw was like the actual footage, but like I still think we went there.
No, they had to broadcast it from the studio because they couldn't get the feed from the moon quickly enough. It was like made for TV. It's kind of like a
like a dramatization almost.
Yeah, they had to do it.
Yeah,
they couldn't have broadcast from the moon. Quickly. Was there like TV antennas on the moon? Like, how's the broadcast going to get to the America? That doesn't make sense.
Oh no, they had a really long cable, man.
They had Wi-Fi on the moon. They couldn't get the password, but they had to ask for the password. From the moon men.
How could you really know like what was? I know that there's science and people that figure out like, okay, like there's going to be this amount of pressure, like we need to have like freaking space helmets and stuff, you know what I mean? Like obviously it's much farther past that, but what I'm saying is there's a whole process to figure all that stuff out. Like I don't know, like would you ever go to the moon? I can't believe you're actually thinking about this. I would never do that.
Really? Why?
Well, I don't need to leave this planet, man. What am I going to do up there on the moon? Jump around?
It would be cool to have less gravity. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
I'd do something stupid and start fucking floating away, and then to my death. That's how. Imagine I went like that.
I mean, the gravity from the moon would keep you down. You wouldn't float away.
There's no gravity. That's why you float. What if
there's no gravity? Of course, there's gravity. You don't think the moon is gravity?
I don't know, man. Not much, huh?
Well, it's less. I mean, it's smaller than Earth, so of course there's less gravity.
What if there's like a hypergalactic shift, and like all of a sudden, like while I'm on the moon, like the moon just loses gravity, and it's like no, like I unhooked or something.
Why would something that big lose gravity? It doesn't make sense.
No, there was like an intergalactic shift, maybe.
But how would it lose gravity?
I don't know. Something crazy. It's inexplicable. Like, how did that? Yeah, how was the universe created? Can't explain that. You can't explain the intergalactic shift that changes the moon's gravity just like that.
You could explain gravity.
No, yeah, but I mean, what if something crazy happened? Like all the crazy
the
things
moment
that we
you
read
were on the
about.
moon, something inexplicable happened that like made gravity disappear. That doesn't make sense.
By the way, I have no plans to go to the moon.
Okay,
So,
well,
I
I feel
wouldn't
like
want
the
to go
moon's
there,
a
man.
little boring. You know, I would like to see the Earth from the moon. I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would be cool to do it. I would like to, if there was no risk at all. I would love to do it. I mean, there's a lot of risk to it, but I think it would be cool to experience just being on another, object and having that less gravity. Of course, like if our moon was bigger than us, it'd suck. Like can you imagine being on like Jupiter's? Jupiter doesn't have a surface, but hypothetically, if Jupiter had a surface, you couldn't even like get up. You would be stuck to the ground because the gravity's so intense there. Like it's just so big. Like
scary.
but they found believe they found like a planet a couple of star systems away that seems like Earth, where they have like water and trees, but the problem is it's like 4 times bigger than Earth. So like you could not even you couldn't get up because the gravity is just so intense.
Oh, that's terrifying, man.
Yeah.
Did somebody find that out the hard way? Could you pull somebody up maybe?
But who's pulling? It would be so difficult to pull up. It would be 4 times heavier, or whatever it is.
It's a person. It's just a person.
Yeah. Well, if there are aliens there, they would be used to it, But like we would not be. And yeah, can you imagine just everything being 4 times heavier? Like just
but what if you were like really
like
strong,
raising your arm? Like it's crazy.
What if you were just like a person that worked out a lot? Like maybe you could. It would be really hard. You could hardly make any headway, but you could make some. Or you think
your bones would probably shatter like before?
Oh man, I don't want to go there.
Well, no, I think it's like the planet's called like Kepler 22 or something. It would be cool to see pictures from there, but like, yeah, you couldn't. The gravity is just too intense. So you need a planet like ours that's about the same size or a little bit smaller. But it's just so rare.
You really know a lot.
You have to imagine like those. Yeah, go ahead.
You really know a lot about outer space. Maybe you should go to the moon.
It.
Maybe you should go to the moon. Yeah,
Moon man. I always my kids always ask me, like, where's the moon? I'm like, well, tonight. Do you know what time the moon rises tonight? It's a waxing crescent. Or sorry, waning crescent. So do you know what time? Do you know what time it rises? I can tell you right now.
The moon rises.
Yeah, what time?
I'm gonna say 7:33.
No, it's about 3:30, about 4 a.m. or so, about 3:30, 4 a.m. The moon rise is at around let's just say around 4 a.m. tonight, which means moon set is around 4 p.m. this afternoon. Moon's out 12 hours and down 12 hours always, no matter what.
What do you like better, sun or moon?
I mean, the sun gives us warmth. The moon doesn't really do anything outside of like
what about
waves and stuff.
The tides and stuff?
Yeah, outside of the waves, I don't care. I mean, if you take away one, you would want to keep the sun, right? If you took away the sun, all life would cease on this planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would suck. But no, you can, if you know the moon, if you know what the moon looks like in the sky, you can know when it rises and sets. It's the same. It's so weird. It's the same no matter what. Like the full moon will always rise at sunset and will always set at sunrise. It has to. Like it's not possible for it to be out during the sun, just based on how it is. And then new moon's the opposite. It rises at sunrise and sets at sunset. That's why you can't see it. It's like caught in the glare of the sun. You
should be an astronomer.
Actually, I wanted, when I was a kid, I was like, I kind of wanted to be an astronomer. Astronomer.
Yeah.
Just I wanted to be an astronomer.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I've got to be so great.
Yeah, good. You're doing a great job so far.
Yeah. I know.
First they name Red Lobster menu items after you, and then you're going to get your own comment named.
Oh, don't forget Wawa too. I got Wawa.
Yeah, you got the
barbecue chicken sandwich.
Hell yeah.
So they got the astronomer thing going. No, I did want to be an astronomer, and then when I got to Penn State and I didn't have my major yet, I saw how much math was involved and how much calculus. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I don't like the
What do you
stars
need
that
to,
much.
if I want to go to the moon, why do I need to know calculus? Can't like the people at the computer like figure that out for me?
Yeah.
Like,
Can't ChatGPT figure it out?
right,
Can't
exactly.
someone else do it? You ever watch that
Right.
Simpsons episode where he ran for sanitation commissioner?
No, I didn't. I mean,
Homer ran
I've
for
been watching
this is
Simpsons a
like
long time.
season 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And Homer ran for sanitation commissioner, and he was like made all these crazy promises, like the trash man will come and like take out the trash for you and like be at your service for like every little thing.
Mhm.
And people voted him in. So anyhow, Mayor Quimby comes busting through the office, Homer's office, now the newly elected official here, and he goes, Simpson, you ran through the entire year's budget in a month. What do you have to say for yourself? He goes, don't you worry, Mayor. I've got just the plan to fix this mess. And Quimby goes, well, you better, because those trash men aren't going to work for free. And Homer goes, don't. Oh, that was his plan. It's awesome. So good. He was just like, I have just the plan. But I love, because then once Homer does a terrible job, they try to bring back the old guy. And he comes up, he goes, oh, like they bring him back on stage. He's going to give a speech. They're like, we want you back now. And he's like, well, I don't know what to say. I'm not much for speeches, but I decline. It's like, you've all done this to yourself. Good luck. Like, I can't. Yeah. And then Moe's like, he's right. He ain't much for speech. Yeah. He's like, you're all screwed. Yeah. That's what he said. He's like, you're all screwed. Moe's like, he's right. He ain't much for speeches.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's, that was a pretty good, but that was Homer's motto. Can't someone else do it?
Okay. Yeah. I don't think I saw that one. But yeah, we had speaking of the moon, the title of this episode was Vikings to the Moon ?
Oh, nice segue.
Oh, I know.
Awesome.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wasn't planning at all. So I don't know if you heard the news because we have free agency going on. But Kyler Murray signed with the Vikings. And he was the number 4 overall free agent, according to Greg Rosenthal, I think is his name, on NFL Network, which is, I think, might be the most insane thing I've ever heard. It's even, I think that might be worse than Mina Kimes saying Geno Smith's top 10 quarterback. Because once upon a time, Geno Smith was a functional starter. But saying Kyler Murray is better than Trey Hendrickson, I think is it should be locked up with the people who eat pizza with a knife and fork. There's no defense for it. Jacoby Brissett was better than Murray last year. He wasn't even number 1 on his own team, and he's number 4 overall, not number 4 quarterback, Tom, number 4 overall free agent. So the Vikings signed him for the 1-year minimum because Arizona's footing the bill. It's kind of like, with Russell Wilson signing with the Giants last year, it was same sort of deal. So I'm wondering, can the Vikings do what the Seahawks did last year and win the Super Bowl with a former bust quarterback? Sam Darnold obviously wins the Super Bowl. It wasn't Sam Darnold leading the charge. I mean, Sam Darnold had a great NFC championship, but he wasn't that good in the Super Bowl. And he, if you run down the list of reasons why the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, he's not. I don't think he's in the top 3. But he was good enough to win. And I'm wondering, can Kyler Murray do the same thing? Because he was drafted earlier than Darnold was in his class, and he's had some good games. He's not the worst. He's better than JJ McCarthy was last year. And Minnesota's, they have a great roster. They have a great defense. Their defense, I think, was ranked number 7 last year. So they have a great defense. Brian Flores, fantastic coordinator. I love Kevin O'Connell's coach. The offensive line has a lot of talent when they're healthy. The tackles are great. They have a good running game with Jones and Mason. And the receivers, we have Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson. The only thing they've had is a quarterback, and now they have a quarterback in Murray, sort of. I mean, he's better than McCarthy. So what do you think about that? I mean, I've already bet the Vikings thinking that they were going to get a new quarterback. I think I got 60-1. They're down to 55-1 on DraftKings. Do you think that they're worth betting? And keep in mind that the last thing I'll say, they are one of the teams that will play the NFC South this year. in the NFC North plays the NFC South. And I say that because both teams that went to the Super Bowl played the NFC South last year. What do you think?
I think there's some value there. I mean, the Vikings really, especially at the end of the year, finished pretty strong. Their defense really looked good. And it does seem, at least on paper, on in some way, that McCarthy is the only issue. What's up, Andy? Yeah, Warren Moon, exactly. Thanks for joining, man.
They're going to Warren Moon's house.
Yeah, that's where training camps being held.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, they play the NFC South, but they also play the NFC North. Two teams in the Packers and Bears that went to the playoffs. We think the Lions are probably going to be better this year. I mean, they were close to a playoff team. We thought they would be a playoff team last year. So there's that to consider too. But at the same time, it seems like there's not much that the Vikings have to fix to probably be in that same conversation too. Whereas then if they get in the playoffs, which could definitely happen, that's a pretty nice ticket to hold for like a hedge situation or something.
Yeah. Let me pull up the Minnesota Vikings schedule, because you're right. I mean, yeah, they have tough divisional games, but they have a lot of other easier games too. So it kind of balances it out. So yeah, they have the 6 tough divisional games. Although, you never know, one of these teams could fall off. Like the probability that the Bears, Lions, and Packers will all be great this year is, I think, low. One team's gonna have injuries, and it could be the Vikings. Maybe they're the team that has a lot of injuries, but there's the probability states that one of these teams will fall off because of injuries or whatnot. So yeah, they play the NFC South, as I said. They also play the AFC East, which is mixed bag. Like they play the Bills and Patriots. They also play the Dolphins and Jets, and then each team has 3 special games. These are 2 of the teams in their own conference based on their record, and 1 team in the other conference based on the record. So they have the Colts at home, they have the Redskins at home, and then they're at San Francisco, which you would think is the toughest of those 3. That seems like a very manageable schedule. They have a lot of easy games, and yeah, sure, they have some tough games too, but this is definitely a schedule where they can rack up some wins, I think. So yeah, what do you think doing that? And Andy says, I like the Vikings. If that they get slightly above average quarterback play. Yeah, they have the best defense in the division. That is for sure. I would say I think the Packers are close if Parsons is healthy. But I would say the Vikings have the best defense. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it can only go up for McCarthy. Like, it can't get much worse. Maybe it's a Bryce Young situation,
He was terrible last year. He had a lot of terrible games. He had like a couple of half decent games at the end of the year, but it was against bad defenses. Like I thought one of his best games was like against Dallas, but every quarterback lit up Dallas. So while he did gain momentum, like you have to keep in mind that he had those easy opponents. And yeah, I mean, even if he beats out Murray as the starter, then he's going to have those easy opponents on the schedule too. But at least Murray, I think, gives them a little bit more upside. The problem with Murray is he just never stays healthy. Like he's had one full season. And of course, like the leadership stuff too. It's just big question marks here. Like it sounds silly to say this because because Darnold won a Super Bowl, but just so much easier to trust Sam Darnold right now than Murray. Because Darnold was on the Vikings. Like they'd much rather have Darnold because we've seen him do it. But if you go back 2 years before Darnold had that great year, well, not great year, a decent year with Minnesota, I think that version of Darnold versus this version of Murray, I think people would view them comparably.
Wow, it could be.
I think so because I mean that Darnold team in 2024, that Vikings win total was 6.5.
Wow. Do you think Vikings fans? I didn't really think about that. You think how bad are Vikings fans kicking themselves angry that they let him go and he wins a Super Bowl the very next year?
What's funny, and Andy's a Jets fan, so I wonder how he feels about this. I'm in the process of doing my 2021 NFL redraft, where I take all the players and I kind of if the draft were today and everyone knew what was going to happen, how would they go? And I read back in my 2021 actual NFL mock draft. Like, listen to what I said, it's so funny hearing this because like it's so obvious now, but like the answer was the other way 5 years ago. I wrote the Jets made a foolish decision to beat the Rams and the Browns, so they can't land Trevor Lawrence. Now they have a dilemma: do they select the second best quarterback in the class or stick with Sam Darnold? And that second quarterback was Zach Wilson. Like, think about how crazy that is, because at the time it seemed like a no-brainer to move on from Darnold to go to Zach Wilson. Like now, if they had to redo it, they would stick with Darnold and they would take Michael Parsons at number 2.
Oh wow, man.
Isn't that crazy? Like it's so weird. As we said, hindsight's 50-50. It's crazy. Like you know, like knowing what we know now, like if you were to feed the information to the Jets back then, they would have stayed with Darnold and gone with and drafted Michael Parsons, and everyone would have been like, how dumb is this team? You know, and it would have been the right decision.
I'm happy for Darnold though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, from all accounts, he's a decent guy. So
yeah. I like to see when people, you know, they say, oh, he's a bust, and then he, you know, yeah, sure, maybe he wasn't like I mean, he had a great year. Maybe he wasn't the sole reason, but he got it done. So like, I was probably good feeling for him, you know. Well, obviously, but you know,
prove everyone wrong.
Extra, yeah.
Just have poor quarterback coaching with lack of developing any of their last 4 or 5 quarterbacks. I'm not saying necessarily that Darnold would have played as well with the Jets, but Zach Wilson was worse than Darnold. Like at least like Darnold had some good moments with the Jets. Like that first game he played against the Lions, I think it was the night game. I think it was a Monday night game. Like he actually looked really good, and he had some bright moments. He had some dark moments too. Like that game against the Patriots where he saw ghosts.
Yeah,
Like that was like, oh man, this guy.
Very good Patriots teams too, though.
Oh yeah, well Belichick, yeah, of course you're going to see ghosts. I think most quarterbacks would, especially young quarterback. Belichick used to dominate young quarterbacks.
Yeah. Hey, I got one for you. I already bet it. The New Orleans Saints to win the Super Bowl, man, dude. They got ETN.
Hold on a second.
No, hold on. You're hold wrong. On. Don't rebuke me.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Wait, what's going on? What am I wrong about?
You're wrong about ETN.
Oh, they didn't sign him?
No, they did, but they didn't sign ETN. They he might be confused.
The pronunciation of his name.
Yes, he had a press conference today, and
I did see that. But what was the correct pronunciation?
He said his name is pronounced Achan, like Devon Achan.
Yeah.
Where do you get Achan from? There's no C and H.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, it's not something I'm terribly familiar with, but Achan. So probably not H. It's probably Etienne. I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Well,
I think it's a gag. I don't think he's being truthful.
Okay. Well,
my name's pronounced. Well, I'm Walter H.N. There's no there's the H. But where the PINSKY go? I don't know. Walter H.N.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I already bet the Saints at 100 to 1 to win the Super Bowl.
You move the number because
this team is gonna be legit. And hey, you know what? Maybe they end up not making the playoffs this year. Maybe I'm wrong, but they're on the rise. I think they're on the rise, and I think 100 to 1. If I'm holding that ticket and they make the playoffs, which I definitely think is possible. I don't know. I just the chemistry of the team, like you could just really see it coming together. I watched a lot of their games at the end of the year. Shuck is the guy. I think Tyler Shuck could have a season like 09-10 Aaron Rodgers. Remember when they went 11-5 that year they lost to the Cardinals? Mm-hmm. I think that's a season like that is in the realm of possibility, but and they're in a crappy division. Like I would take Shuck MVP and Olave Offensive Player of the Year just in case.
Okay.
Like what if he had a year like Jackson Smith and Jigba? I don't know. I think the Saints are going to surprise some people, man. I really like them.
I do like them too. And Shuck is my, super secret fantasy quarterback that I like. It's not. I say that tongue in cheek because it's not. If I say it to people watching, it's not super secret.
Yeah.
But that was Drake May was my quarterback last year.
Mhm.
I targeted May in like round 10, 11 in my fantasy drafts, and he won me a league just
Wow.
because I got him super late. And now May's going like round 6, so it's early. It's way early, obviously, but right now he's going round 6, which I still think is like a decent value. But Shuck is going like round 10, 11. It's kind of like where May was going last year. Shuck can move. He can run. He's got he's got Olave. He's got a great offensive line. Now he has Travis Etienne. So he has good things going on for him. McCullum Moore, I like him as a coach. I do like the Saints team. And I would not be opposed to betting them. Although I will say this, that I was down on the Panthers heading into this offseason just because I expected a regression from them. And I know Andy and I, when we did our win totals, we liked the Panthers under. But the Panthers have had a really good offseason with free agency. They made 3 really good signings. They got Devin Lloyd. They got the best off-ball linebacker in free agency. They got Jalen Phillips, who's a great edge rusher, and that's the weakness that they had. Now it's it's definitely not a weakness. I don't know. It's like a great strength, but they're definitely going to have a better pass rush. And then today they signed Rasheed Walker, who's a left tackle. Their left tackle tore his patellar tendon in the playoffs, and now they have and Rasheed Walker was on the Packers. I mean, he was a really good left tackle. So they made 3 really strong signings. I still don't trust Bryce Young, but I do like the coaching staff. I like the offensive line, and the defense is going to be better for sure. So I'm not going to be as quick to dismiss the Panthers as I was a few weeks ago when Andy and I were talking about it. Yeah, success comes to the quarterback play. Yeah, it does. Yeah, for sure. But they have like a higher floor now, I think, just because they have better players overall on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Man,
so, yeah.
I wonder whoever the Saints play in week 1, especially if they're like +3 or +4, take the money line, take them alt line like -6. I think they could be a team like that could really surprise you, or like the people
Yeah.
won't be expecting. I don't think people know how good Chuck is. Now, of course, could he flop next year? Sure, but like if he, I don't know. I see the arc for him. I think it could be good. There's a good chance. I think there's a good chance it could be really good. So
Yeah, I think it could. And Atlanta's another team that could be in the mix. I know you're a fan of Penix. They're going to have the right tackle back. They really missed McGarry last year. He's going to be back. Their defense it was better last year. It sounds like James Pierce, who's facing 90 years in prison. Apparently, they're like, we don't have any evidence to convict him. So apparently, I mean, maybe it would be suspended, but it's weird to go from like 90 years in prison to like nothing. So he's going to play. He was pretty good for them last year. So Atlanta's going to be in it, and like Tampa, I feel like they're kind of bringing up the rear. They lost Mike Evans, who's in San Francisco now. Yeah, I just I don't trust the coaching staff at all. The defense wasn't that good last year. Levante David's on his way out. They did sign linebacker, but the team, it feels like that team is probably going to be in last, which is kind of crazy because they were in first place for a while in that division. So the division still sucks, but it is 3 of the teams are getting better at least.
yeah. What if the Bucks have a down year?
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, they could finish last in that division. The way they finished the season last year was terrible. And I know Mayfield was banged up, but like now Mayfield's not going to have Mike Evans, so it's going to be pretty rough. And like maybe Emeka Buka takes the next step, but he disappeared in the second half of the year. I don't know what happened to him because he looked like a lock to win Rookie of the Year, and he just vanished. The league knew very little about Shuck before the draft. Now they have an entire offseason to break down his play. So
that's fair, but I mean, I think if he works hard in the offseason, like I think he has a really strong arc right now. Like the way he's developed, I think he could develop quickly. I don't know. I think that could work to his advantage too. He's got more like he looks hungry to me. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm going to be a Saints fan this year.
You should buy a jersey. You should buy a Shuck jersey. If they make the playoffs and you can hedge it and you win money, I think you should buy a Shuck jersey just to pay respect.
So. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've actually done that with people.
Gurley, I remember Todd Gurley. That was
Todd Gurley when he took the knee. Yeah, and we won our pick of the month.
Yeah,
so
I bought a big Gurley too.
It's in my closet upstairs. I should bring it out. it's a nice jersey. It's I like the colors.
Yeah. Oh, so happy because the Packers were winning that game and they were +8, I think, right? Or
+8.
+9?
+8, yeah.
+8,
Yeah, that was a nice one. So, what helps with the shuck point that Annie made is that I think Kellen Moore is a really good coach, and I think that he could help overcome like the the fact that teams have tape on Shuck. Like maybe you can help him like with his coaching, like just kind of just kind of beat that and have him progress in his second year, because you do see some teams some quarterbacks regress in the second year. Like CJ Stroud's like the most recent example, I think. And Jaden Daniels to an extent last year, although he was hurt a lot. You should buy Who Dat.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I've actually bought like shirts of players who have helped me win DFS tournaments. Like I actually have I like a Luka Doncic shirt. Like he helped me win a basketball tournament. Jason Tatum did the same thing, and which is like drew the ire of my dad because like he is a big Sixers fan. I was wearing a Jason Tatum shirt. He's like, why are you wearing that? And I'm like, because he won me money. He's like, oh, okay.
Didn't Al Horford like really come through for you or something once?
No, not Al. No.
I can't remember. There was like kind of like a more role player one time when you won like a big one in 2020.
Yeah, I was that year. I was winning. It was so easy. It was so easy. I was like winning tournaments every week, and I haven't won since. Honestly, every week I was winning a GPP. It was insane. And then the COVID lockdown happened, and I haven't won anything since. It's been the cold spell for 6 years. Although I did win a GPP in football. That the Monday night 2-gamer with it was Saints Panthers and then Browns Steelers. That was the night where Nick Chubb got hurt. I won that GPP. That was the last one I won. So it's been, what's that, 2 years? It's been 2 years, I think, because because Chubb went down. It's 2020. It wasn't that 2024, or maybe it was 2023. I think it was 2024.
I think it's 23, maybe.
You think?
Maybe.
Let's see. What was it? Panthers Saints, week 2, 2023. Let's see if you're right. Yeah, it was 2023. Yeah. So it's been 3 years. Yeah. So this game and then the Steelers Browns game, because I had Steelers defense, and I had I had Pickens. And both those guys had big game. I had Njoku. And this game, Bryce Young was actually my quarterback, and he got a backdoor push with a touchdown, and that actually helped me win the whole thing.
Oh.
And I think what happened, I did get lucky here because Jamal Williams was the highest owned running back, but he got hurt in this game, and I didn't have him, so that gave me a just big leverage on the field. Just, sometimes it's better to be lucky and good. I mean, I saw the other end of it. I had Colin Morikawa in all my DFS lineups this weekend, and he gets hurt on the first. He tees off, he gets hurt. Luckily, DraftKings refunded me for the bets because I bet him to win the Players Championship, but they can't refund the DFS stuff. It's just not fair. So you get both ends of it. Like sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not, and you just have to get. When you're lucky, you just got to hope that your lineups are good, and then you win. But if your lineups are always bad, then you don't. Even if you get lucky, you're not going to win. So if your lineups are always bad, then you shouldn't be playing anyway. Don't be wrong. I like shock. My comment before was indicative of a concern or unknown enters next season. Yeah, for sure. But then again, that's why they're 100 to 1. You know that they're not that short of a thing, and 100 to 1 odds I think are pretty good. I saw the Rams move this plus 750. And there's talk that they might get AJ Brown, so I think that might be cooked into it. But the Rams, like their weakness last year was their secondary play, a cornerback specifically. Like they have like 2 really good cornerbacks now that they got in free agency. So this, I want to get them in exactas as much as possible before the line keeps falling. The Bills and Ravens both moved to 9 to 1. They were like both 12 to 1 earlier. The Bills and Ravens both made good signings. Bills got Bradley Chubb. Ravens got Trey Hendrickson and they added some other stuff too. Like the Bills got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Ravens got they added someone I can't remember off the top of my head, but they've added pieces. The one that doesn't make sense to me is the Chiefs at 15-1. Like I don't understand how this Chiefs team is going to like function. Even like they lost their entire secondary. Mahomes is coming off the torn ACL. They still have issues blocking, and they don't have much of a pass rush outside of two guys. It's like 15-1. I mean that's just based on price memory. I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So. All right, and well, we had some comments earlier. You sound tired. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, I work for a living, you know.
Five. We can take 5 minutes to read through some comments.
Yeah. Go for it.
It says, Pat says, Walt, I saw the mystery player you discussed with Andy about the bad combine interview. Pat, if you're still on, if you want to say which team drafted him, I can maybe confirm it. There's a player who I wrote about this in my first book. He was interviewing at the combine, and the coach was like, "Why do you love football?" And he's like, "Because it's like hitting a BITCH." He's talking about like hitting women. It's like he was a first round prospect. He fell to the second round. Did you see the AI video of McCarthy and Murray? I did not. I'll check it out. I haven't seen it. Thanks to Woodrow Wilson for signing in daylight savings time. Yeah, Woodrow Wilson, the worst president. Federal Reserve Act, yeah, and income tax, yeah, it's horrible. If you eat pizza backwards, you may become president of the United States. At least it happened once. Nice. Let's see. Kyler Murray, max yards last year, 220. Jacoby Brissett with the Dame roster, 452. Yeah, I mean, Brissett was better than Murray last year, but to be fair, Murray only played 3 games. So that I mean, there's some nuance to it, but Brissett was better than Murray, at least on a small sample size. Young Brands deserves Jokes of the Week, yeah, for sure. Young Brands ruined so many restaurants. Luke says, "Hey, Sport, who grabs 2 pieces of the kids' pizza at their birthday party?" That was in my Jerks of the Week. I was at a kid's birthday party, and they had the kids were eating pizza, obviously, and they had pizza on the side. And my wife was like, "Can we get some pizza?" And I was like, "I don't know, I'm hungry. I want to do it." And so, like at the moment, the dad of the birthday kid, he's like, "Oh, you guys can get some pizza you want." I like rushed over, and my wife's like, "I'll get one for me." So I put 2 slices of pizza on my plate. And this guy he's like, "Hey, Sport, you in 2 pieces? You got 2 slices of pizza, huh?" I'm like, dude, the one's for my wife. And he's like, yeah, sure.
What a dick.
First of all, like, who calls people Sport?
Yeah, that's so nice.
I was really tilted at this guy, and of course, like, I made sure that he saw that my wife got the slice of pizza. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, though, I may have eaten. I definitely ate more than 2 slices of pizza, but not at the same time.
Yeah,
let's see here. Speaking of cool school basketball things, high school I made a full court shot first attempt. I was king for a day. That's awesome.
Nice.
It's really cool. Yeah, people would always like try to do that. Do you guys know if did a drug rap? It was a famous football running back that Red Letter Media covered in their worst VHS tapes. I mean, I don't know if Pat's still on, but I don't know. I don't know who did it. Do you know?
I feel like I'm going to kick myself when I hear it, but I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. How are the Lions and Bills the most bet teams? Lions have a gauntlet in the NFC. Lions have an easy schedule, Don. They have a real easy schedule. They play the NFC South and there's 3 teams in the AFC, or 2 teams in the AFC East, and they also play the Titans, Giants, and Cardinals, I believe. Like they have a really easy schedule, and they should bounce back. Like they had a lot of injuries last year. Bills have 6 starters returning. Forget the Bills schedule, but they had the 4th easiest schedule last year. But the Bills, they did improve the roster though. Who didn't start last year? I don't know what that. I'm not sure what you were asking there.
I was talking about Kyler Murray, maybe.
He didn't start last year. I mean, he started 3 games.
Like he barely did. Was the implication?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it was 3 games. So yeah, that's true. He didn't start. Yeah. I've heard into the playoffs: Rams, Seahawks, Eagles.
Seahawks.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's about it. So thank you for watching and commenting. Tom, do you want to talk about your Twitter for a second here?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm getting old, man. I can't hang anymore. It's terrible. Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Quacky T. Sometimes I put out some hockey pics. It's been a while, but yeah, I just appreciate everyone joining. I always have a great time with all of y'all. So I appreciate you hanging out. And Walter, it's a great time as always.
You didn't sound like too hyped up about your your Twitter. You're like, you follow if you want. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just not haven't really been active. I've been very busy, so I haven't been active on much lately. So I don't want to be like, oh, follow me, and you get all sorts of cool stuff. There's not really anything there, but I appreciate you if you do. And we'll see you next show, hopefully. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, Bills at 4 linebackers. Well, Matt Milano's still a free agent. They could bring him back. It's still early. We'll see what they do. But yeah, I do get the concerns. But as long as they have Josh Allen and they have a great pass rush, like they should be a good team. And they got DJ Moore too. I think that's going to help. But anyway, so yeah, thanks guys once again. Please hit like, subscribe, comment below, share this video. Visit walterfootball.com for tons of content. And we'll be back on Tuesday. I think full schedule next week. I don't see why we wouldn't. So we're looking forward to it. We'll have more signings of free agency to talk about, and the NCAA tournament's going to start too. So we'll touch on that as well. But yeah, otherwise, have a great night, guys, and I'll talk to you at this weekend.